Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 24th episode of the Irrelevant Podcast. I'm here joined again by. No, sorry, fuck, I can't speak. I'm joined once again by my friend Jason.
Hello.
And tonight we are going to talk about Amores Perros. It is a Mexican movie from, I believe, the year 2000. It is about a car crash in Mexico City and how it affects the three lives of the people involved in the incident. And yeah, it's about destiny, love, family. It's about so much. It's a lot to take in. So I'm
Y2K
curious to
fashion.
right. So I am curious to know, Jason, what did you think of Amores Perros?
I really liked it. I'm starting to really, I think, get into. I mean, I've always been into foreign films or just stuff that isn't really Western portraying. But yeah, I thought it was a long movie. I wasn't expecting it to be as long as it was. I thought it was going to be a shorter story. But I mean, yeah, if you're telling the story of the lives of three people, then it's definitely going to get a little bit little dicey. But it made me think of because like car crashes happen all the time, and the more people that gets affected, it's always crazy to think about like what they're gonna have to go home to and all the shit that they have to deal with because of this one incident.
Right, and what was so cool about that is how it just showed how interconnected we are. Like how
Right.
all of these people it's just this one incident, like just the one thing that happened. Is just the fate of a dog. Like that's what kicked off the chain of events. It led them in the car, and there's the car chase, and that essentially is what happened. Just
Yeah.
like destiny and stuff, and how all of those, just like the cosmos is just kind of that theme, even though it's not overtly there. That's kind of what I get out of it, just like that destiny cosmo, not like astrology, like our destiny is like determined by the stars or whatever, but just the cosmos, and just like the like what's going on behind the scenes, and like how everything just kind of comes together for the good or the better, you know?
The fate of your life has to follow the story arc of a movie.
Right. Or I'm sorry. Right. The good or the bad is what I meant to say, not the
Yeah.
good or the bad.
No, I got
Understood.
you.
But no, but yeah, it has to follow a movie arc. But
Yeah.
like you said about how it was so long, I didn't feel it at all. I mean, I am entertained the whole way through.
I didn't think it was too long. I was surprised by the length of it.
Yeah, did you it almost felt like a Tarantino movie.
No, because Tarantino movies are over the top and ridiculous. I didn't feel like this one had any moments because I feel
Well,
like the
I'm
last movie that we watched that had a lot more over the top themes. The
that yeah,
City of
okay.
God.
No, but what I'm more meaning is like the not chronological order, or like time different, you know,
Oh, I see.
different points of view kind of thing.
Yeah, and also like the having longer dialogue and not jumping around from scene to scene like
Yeah,
every second.
right. So like what else did you like about it? I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to narrow down like because it tell like you said it tells the story from three different perspectives that
Yeah,
are somewhat closely and I guess related but not really.
which perspective was your favorite out of the three?
Um, I think I like the dog fighting one the most. The one I didn't really connect with too much was the guy that ran the advertising or magazine, and then he was having an affair on his wife, with his
Yeah,
wife.
that was easily the worst out of the three. I mean,
Yeah,
it was still good, but
because like their
um,
their their arc was the only one that was like less dramatic out of the other two. Like one is like this dude's trying to run away with his brother's fucking wife, so he's using his
yeah,
dog to fucking
right.
fight other dogs so he can get money to get escape. And then the other dude, he's fucking trying to connect with his daughter, so he's a hitman. And he just goes around killing people and collecting dogs and living like a fucking hermit hobo. And this one was just I'm gonna fuck a model and we're gonna move in together, but she's gonna lose her mobility from the accident, so now we're just gonna fight with each other. And this dog crawls into a hole, and now we have to get it out. It's just I don't know. It felt out of place.
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't feel out of place. I mean, obviously, I think it is the weakest storyline of the three, but I still really like it because it just, because obviously, like one of the big themes that I get from it is, like that like, like the brokenness of, like just the lack of family in like modern day life, because like Octavio and Ramiro, like they don't have a dad, obviously, and like Ramiro's a dick to his wife, and like like they're just a bunch of fucking assholes because they never had a dad, and then obviously like the hitman, he like left his wife and daughter to do some like he did a bunch of like criminal shit and stuff like that, and he regrets it, and like he's trying to reconnect with her, and like the the advertisement guy, like he just completely ditches his wife and kids because he wants to go live with this like supermodel because he thinks that that would just bring him all the happiness in the world, and it's just about that like it's just that brokenness that is felt when you don't have a family. I think.
Would you think that was the overall conveying message? Was the the broken home kind of motif?
Yeah, it was one of them. I don't think necessarily like the main one, but it's one of them. I mean, the movie's about so much. Like, there's so much you can get out of this, and it's very interpretable now. Because like, I don't think that you necessarily got that, or like, and a lot of people might not necessarily get that, but that's what I get out of it. I mean, I just think it's very clear.
I mean, obviously, I mean, with most movies in general, it's. I mean, you can argue that every movie is a social commentary or a play on like human nature because most of it is pretty pessimistic and well, not pessimistic, is pretty cynical in terms of how they portray modern day life. But I feel like that's
Right.
happened in like every decade. Every movie is a satire or a play on, unless it's or like a play on society, unless it's directly funded to serve some sort of like propaganda purpose or some advertising purpose. You know,
Yeah.
it's either like advertising or anarchy. The two
Yeah,
A's
but
of
this
movies, the duality.
right, but as you were comparing Amores Perros to City of God, like City of God was like it was slightly more cartoonish. It had more funny, campy moments. Like it felt more like a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Like it had a lot of over the top shit. But like Amores Perros really feels like real. I mean, like I really connected with the characters. Like I love all of the performances. I think they're all excellent. I love
Yeah, all the actors were
'cause-
great.
right, because like in like a generic movie in this genre, like Octavio, you would fucking hate. He'd be so annoying. Same thing with like Susanna, you'd think was just like a bitch, and like she's annoying. But I mean, like when she was just like crying to Octavio that she's like pregnant and she doesn't know what to do, like I actually like really felt sad for her, even though like in a if this was just handed to some random director who didn't know what he was doing, like that scene would probably be awful, you know.
Well, I think it's a testament to like because I would guess that when these movies came out, they were like the biggest movie of that director's career or in that country at least. So especially the actors like were especially the younger cast. I don't think a lot of them were big name actors before that movie, right? Like this was their big break.
I want to say the guy who played El Chivo was, but no, Octavio, that was like his breakthrough movie. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, most of them, yeah.
So that's the kind of thing I like about these kind of films is they'll get people obviously that I've never heard of because not being from that place, so they're going to be foreign to me. But I think just in general, like being an up and coming actor and then just like showing your talent in a movie like this, and then like opens your door to get a bunch of other roles. So I think it's always like I feel like movies like this always tend to get really good cast.
Oh yeah, any kind of movie like you said, yeah, where it's like that fresh director. He's got that great idea. He's got that dream, and he's got a bunch of these like no, yeah, because a big reason why Star Wars, for example, works so well is just because it took a lot of these nobodies, and we look at Mark Hamill and we never go, oh, that's Mark Hamill. We always go, oh, that's Luke Skywalker. Or
Yeah.
like we see Harrison Ford and it's like, oh, that's Han Solo. We don't think like, well, I mean, Harrison Ford did do a bunch of other stuff, but you know what I mean. Or like you'll see Daniel Radcliffe and you'll always go, oh, that's Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with the newest Star Wars is that everybody on there is fucking forgettable. Like they didn't sell you like a character. They sold you just a mouthpiece for whatever the fuck they wanted to portray. I think that was the
Yeah,
biggest difference.
like a archetype or like a stereotype, you know?
Yeah, not a stereo. I think yeah, archetype I think is a better
Not no,
word.
yeah, right, because I didn't mean stereotype in that way. Yeah, just more like just frames and not really like,
Predictable. Like you could there wasn't like
right,
any
right.
I don't know why. Well, I mean, I guess I know why, but it's just they I feel like people or directors go out of their way to make the dialogue extra fucking like washed down cuz I can't even like if you think of any movie in the last like I don't know 4 or 5 years like is there anything really that quotable about any movie yet people are still quoting shit from like the 80s and 90s or early 2000s or just blockbuster hit movies, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, like in the last 5 years, there's been some great movies, but yeah, I don't really think about the
Not like really good
dialogue. I
quotable
mean,
ones, really. Like there's nothing memorable. I mean, it'll be a good story and a good movie, but most of the time the dialogue will be just I don't know, fucking forgettable.
or it'll be like so good, like in the Lighthouse, where it's but it's in like the 1600s New
Right.
England dialects. Like you don't fucking remember anything they said, but it was so good just because of the
Yeah,
delivery.
yeah. Our options are you really have to focus, or you'll miss everything, or you'll fucking just like forget everything because it was so simple. Like that's our those are our choices.
Right. But yeah, but in the case of Amores Perros, this movie is, I mean, it is, well, okay, I wouldn't say it's dialogue driven. I mean, obviously the dialogue gives it a lot of its like character, and its like energy and stuff like that. But it also really is just it's the director, like the way like he has that like energetic kind of like handheld style, which I
Yeah,
mean it's kind of hard to believe that this is like the same guy who directed The Revenant, where like The Revenant is a lot of like those, you know, steady cam, like long, wide takes and stuff like that that just flow and like, are grand and everything. But a lot of like Amores Perros is like just close quarters, like shaky cam kind of stuff like. And I'm just like, wow, this guy is really versatile, because both of the styles that he did, I think, are excellent. It's not like, oh, this is like when he was like an inexperienced filmmaker and then over time, he got better. Like, no, I think he was it. Like he sold me from. I mean, like I'm pretty sure this is his first movie.
I mean to be fair, a lot of time has passed since the early 2000s to whenever at least 15 years, right? Whenever that movie was made.
That is true. That is a good point.
So it's like cameras
Um,
gotten better, techniques have also changed. But again, if you're a bad storyteller, you can have all the technology in the world. But yeah, I think having a creative vision early on, and that's being. I mean, he couldn't have done The Revenant without making some good movie first, right? So
right, true. Um, yeah, but like this movie, I mean, like I said, like it's about so much, like just the brokenness of like relationships and family and just how, I mean, even the title itself, I mean, just love hurts. Like
loves a bitch.
yeah, love's a bitch, man. Like love is not easy, you know. Um, I mean, so while you said you liked the Octavio and Susanna storyline the best, I liked El Chivo the best. That storyline, oh man, like that dude is so badass.
I feel like I liked it, and I feel like if I'd want him to have his own movie, his own spin-off, because I feel like that been like I feel like I'd be invested in that more.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I never thought about that, but yeah, I
yeah.
I would totally watch like his. So it's like this is like the new Marvel universe. It's like the Amores Perros universe,
Cinematic Mexicans,
bro. And then like,
the
or it's like the
CMU.
right the CMU, and like, it's like the alternate timeline where like Octavio and Susana do go on the train, to Juarez and start like a new life over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then like I said, yeah, so El Chivo is super badass. Like in the beginning of the movie, I like how he's like I like it. I also like how he's not just in his own storyline. Like he's not just in the last third of the movie. I like how like they show him in the first storyline and the second one. Like they give hints of him here and there. Like you see him walking around with all his dogs. You're like, who is that? You know.
Yeah.
I
Like
was
he
and
seems
I
important to the story.
right, but it just makes you wonder like what are they gonna do with this? Like it's just this really intimidating looking bearded hermit with a machete. Like what is going on? And he also has like five dogs with him. Like
Yeah. When I first watched that scene when they were gonna go like have their dog go kill one of his dogs and he's standing there with the machete, the direction I thought it was gonna go in, and I'm thankful it didn't, because I was like, oh god, I can only predict this, was like the dude's gonna like run into those kids again and he's gonna be like their mentor, or like he's gonna tell them like this isn't the life you're supposed to live and all that kind of shit. Like I was like really hoping it wasn't gonna go down that path, and I'm glad they didn't.
I I never thought about that, but thanks for bringing that up because it makes it even better. You know,
Yeah.
the more you think of it, yeah, because like that is something I want to talk about too. When you see the gang members taking their dog to the other one, trying to like get them to fight, and then you just see him come from around the corner of that building, and he just has his machete. That was like literally the coolest thing ever. By the way, when he
Yeah.
did that, and he's just standing there like open arms, like with his machete, like what are you gonna fucking do? And like he just doesn't even need to say anything. Like he's just there, and he speaks just by like the way he looks, and yeah, it just makes it even cooler and more mysterious. You know?
See, then that would be that'd be the poster child for the I'm gonna give this joke a second chance because I screwed up the first time. The MCU, the Mexican Cinematic Universe, is then they can do what
Yeah.
Spider-Man did, and they go to a parallel universe where Danny Trejo is playing that guy because he has to,
Mm,
because he's a
Danny
Mexican with a machete
Trejo
and
is
with a
very
stern
cool.
look on his face.
Yeah, I like Danny Trejo.
I do. I love
Yeah.
Danny Trejo a lot. I
No, but you you said it's the MCU, but like that's already what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is
Yeah,
called.
that's my
So
fucking pun, Will.
oh, so you're like this is the real MCU, the Mexican Cinematic
The joke is
Universe.
now dead. It has been
I know.
third time's a charm. It's done.
I fucked it up. Damn it. But no, I mean, if you watch his other movies, like I don't know for sure if there is because I've never looked at it, but I have thought of this, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's other people that think all of his movies are in the same universe. Because in um in his movie Babel, the guy who plays Octavio and his mom are in the same like like they're in the movie, and like they're both. Oh wait, no, they're not mom and son though. They're like they're aunt and nephew.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just saying that.
We have to play some sort of related characters.
Right, because like the whole point of it was that they were undocumented, so maybe they like lied about it. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a guess.
M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, right. No, but it was just cool when like I watched that and I was like, oh wait, that's the mom from Amores Perros. And I was like, oh wait, that's Octavio.
I think thinking back on it now, I think one of my, because when you're mentioning actors that have played in other shit, the guy that played in Narcos Mexico, that played the nerdy like businessman that was scared to kill his partner.
Yeah, I love that guy. That guy was awesome.
That was probably
Like
one of my favorite scenes, was when he gets him in the room with the partner he tried to kill, and he just had them. I wanted to know what happened. Like they didn't show what happened.
I know, and that's why this movie, you know, like the way it ends, it's so unsatisfying, but like I'm
Yeah.
still satisfied at the same time.
Yeah, that was my gripe. So the fact that like, this dude, and I guess like he's the overall theme of the movie because he's the one that gets to end it. So like, he gets hired to kill this fucking guy's partner. So he just takes the money, stalks him, then decides to tie him up, fuck with him a little bit, and then bring the guy that wanted to kill him in his house, tie him up, and then basically, he was basically a mountain man, so he shaved his beard, put on a suit, cut his hair, put his glasses on, and gonna do something, I guess, start a new life, whatever. Because I kind of like they were alluding to he would take the old pictures of himself when he was a college professor, and then he would take a picture of him now when he's raggedy in the photo booth, and he would cut his current face and put it over top of the photo album on his body. So it's like he was really trying to get back his old life, and he was just trying to see how crazy he looked and how he really needs to get back. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
But
but like he was putting that on top of like his wife's like new husband.
I thought that was him.
No, that was not him. That was because remember I'm pretty sure he was a college professor, but then he decided to become like a revolutionary, and he started, like they said, he like put bombs in streets and malls and shit, and like he just left his wife and daughter, but then she remarried.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I missed that thing because I thought that once he went to jail, she just said that he died, and then she ended up passing away um, when he got out. But I didn't know. I thought that was him. It kind of looked like him, so that's why I thought he was trying to like put himself back into the picture. But I guess that still makes sense. Just
Oh,
not like
right,
a
right.
reflection of his younger self. But anyway, so he fucking leaves these two in the room while he's leaving, and he puts a gun in the floor, and they just show them kind of struggling for it, but they didn't say what concludes it. And then he just, I guess, pawns his fucking car to some shop in the random desert, like a nice Mercedes, and he just walks off into the desert.
Yeah, was that the car of like the nerdy businessman?
I think it was his, yeah, it was his Mercedes, I think.
That is so funny.
It's just
Oh
like,
man.
I feel like a car is more valuable than you walking to the middle of nowhere.
I mean, well, I mean, if it's that nice and you get that much money for it, then like, I mean,
That is true. I guess
may
it
as
didn't.
well.
Yeah, it kind of ended not on a cliffhanger, just it ended on like a like this is a good place to stop kind of thing.
I just like strangely, it's still satisfying to me because like the whole thing with like you don't see what happened to like the nerdy businessman and his like half brother who he wanted to kill. I don't know. I just it felt more, and this sounds pretentious as hell, but it just seemed more like artistic to me because it's like, do we really need to know? Like, what if like I don't know. Maybe it's better that we're just left with the mystery.
Just means they weren't important enough to the story.
No, they were. I mean, also like I still liked them. Like I thought the nerdy businessman was like, I thought he was like still like I don't know, like something about him. I still liked him.
I always like
Like
that trope in movies where they put like this like really macho tough guy in a room with like this anxious ridden curly haired fucking like thumb twiddler.
Will.
Put Will in a room with anybody that has a beard.
Yeah, I think this film displays me when I'm older, which is El Chivo, and then me as I am like 2 years ago, which is the nerdy businessman.
Didn't you say that that guy El Chivo looked like your granddad?
Yes, he does. Like very much so. And then when like when he shaved his beard and cut his hair, you were like, "Bro, he looks Jewish." I forgot to say. I was like, "Well, I mean,
God, he looks
he
like
does."
that one. He
No, but
looks
I
like
wanted to. I was like, "Well, he does." I did say he looks like my grandpa.
he looks like that one fucking guy. Oh my god, I'm so mad. I can't remember his name because he.
Oh, where?
Oh,
Like
this looks like a
in?
good fucking bit. He like. I wish I could do imitation accents because I could fucking. Oh
Well,
my
you
god.
said he looked like the Dos Equis man.
Well, with a beard, yeah, he kind of did. Not, I'm saying when he shaves his beard, he looks like this actor that he plays like the goofy Jewish dad in a lot of movies. I'm trying to fucking remember his name.
Wait, like when he shaved his beard?
Yeah, and put his glasses on and cut his hair.
Like what movie is he in?
I don't know. This is fucking. I need to move on before you spend too much time just thinking about it. But if I think about it, I'll I'll put
Wait,
a.
it's not Hank Aziz, right? Or no,
I
sorry, Hank Azaria, I think is his name.
I don't think this dude has a Spanish last name. If I had to take a guess, but let me Google it. But dude, it's gonna kill me. I can't think of any movie this guy's been in. He's been in a shit ton of them.
Just look up that dude who looks like the dude
No,
in
it's
Amores Perros.
no, it's not him.
No, but I was just saying jokingly, like that's what you need to look up. Like, who is the dude who looks like El Chivo in Amores Perros and plays the Jewish dad in most movies?
I'm just gonna type goofy Jewish dad character.
Yeah.
See what pops up. But
Wait,
it's
hold on.
this is uncanny to me.
Sorry, I'm getting a. This is an urgent work call. Give me 1 second.
Work call.
¿Aló?
Deliveries. No need
¿Qué pasó?
deliveries.
¿Hello? No, no te escucho, perdón.
This is the first look at how good Will is at speaking Spanish. He overcompensates by really proving heavy on the accent. He has a slight bit of concern in his voice.
No sé qué es eso.
They're trying to figure out how much taxes he has to owe
Los
from this
100
job.
galones. Oh, perdón, perdón. Los 100 galones son para Héctor. Ok, perdón, perdón. No,
Oh,
continue.
pardon, I got that part.
Bueno, como siempre, hacer. Para recordarme algo, ¿va? Ahí hablamos, chévere. Bueno,
You just wanted to show the podcast you can speak Spanish.
well, I did. Wait, could you hear the conversation? Because I literally left the room.
No, bro, I was narrating it.
Oh, so you couldn't actually hear me? Okay.
No, I could hear you.
Wait, so you could hear me?
Yes, I could fucking hear you.
Fuck. I don't know if I'm allowed to put. Well, I mean, okay, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, you got top secret information from all the paint cans you got to deliver.
No, but I mean, like, typically companies don't want you to talk about the company business, like, on social media.
You can blur out all the all the family recipes.
True, true. But, yeah, so El Chivo is, like, literally the coolest dude. Like, I don't know who is cool. Like, who is cooler than him? He's so cool.
What makes him cool? Like what is the defining coolness factors? I remember on the last episode you're asking me what the science is behind being cool. So why does he represent that to you?
He's cool because, well, obviously his beard is very nice looking. Um, Also just like his behavior and the way he like presents himself, and you can just show that like you can tell that he just does not give a shit, because there's a bunch of people that just say they don't give a shit, but he literally does not give a shit. And
Right.
you know that he just has this like aura and authority over other people. I know it was the nerdy businessman he was talking to, but he's literally like, he was like, my partner here said you were very good at what you do, and he's like, good at what? Like you could tell he was just kind of messing with him,
Yeah,
but
just it's one of those. It's like my IQ's stronger, so now I'm gonna change my voice to make you know that I know what I'm talking about and I know more than you. And I finally
right.
figured out what the fuck he looks like. He looks like John Lovitz, like a Mexican John Lovitz when he shaves his beard and cuts his hair.
Let me look up this guy,
I know you've
John
seen him in
Lovitz.
movies. Hello, son. Like he just.
He doesn't look like John Lovitz.
Yes, he
What?
does. Yes, he does.
Not really. I
Are you
mean,
out of your mind? That's exactly who he looks like. You can't tell me that he doesn't look like a Mexican John Lovitz.
not really.
You're crazy, bro.
Well, anyway, so also a big thing about someone being cool to me is that like you just get everything about them just by looking at them, because your actual, especially in like a story in like a picture book or a film, the way like a character looks says so much about them. And like you could just take one look at El Chivo and you know everything there is to know about him.
I yeah, I mean, there's a lot of characters that people develop that have the same sort of aura, but you never know if they're gonna be more unhinged or be the voice of reason throughout the entire duration of the film. But yeah, like usually those characters are the some sort of constant consciousness that is what it's supposed to be like. Even though his was an extreme example of, when you have your life uprooted and then you start taking jobs that are way against your character, or you just lose your mind, you just become a
Right.
different version of yourself. Which is everybody can go through that. Like you think you're well adjusted in your 20s and 30s, and then as soon as you start balding, you're like, "Fuck, gotta go kill people now."
Yep. Man. Well, that's not gonna be me.
You're gonna crash hard. I feel like there's gonna be one awakening moment that just like makes you snap and you're like everything's bullshit. I'm gonna fucking do this, this, and this I missed out on. Like you're gonna you're gonna have a
That's the
really big
whole
awakening.
that's the whole point of the Killing Joke, Batman.
Mm.
How like the Joker just had like one bad day, and that's all it took for him to be completely insane.
One bad day and one bad date.
Yeah, I mean he lost his wife and kids in one night. He lost his house, like it burned down. He lost literally everything. Like that's all it took for him to just go insane.
I mean that's a that's nothing left to lose. That's kind of a. I feel like people would do more for less.
Oh yeah, that's why he thinks everything's funny because he's like, there's nothing else for me to do. So I mean, why should I give a shit? You know, that's his thought process.
It reminds me of I used to watch a lot of court cams, and it's just
Mhm.
always like these fucking fathers that got disenfranchised somehow, or they had their family gotten killed, and the courts didn't do the right amount of justice, so they'll storm in with a gun, or they just start screaming and want to like lunge at the judge with a pen or some shit.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how like unsuccessful almost all of them are.
Oh yeah. But if El Chivo was doing it, he would have succeeded.
Chivo. What does that mean?
El Chivo? I don't know. Let me see.
I just thought it was funny that there's a character in the movie called Doctor Nacho.
Yeah. He was like, gracias. He was like, gracias, Nacho.
Doctor Nacho.
Bruh. El Chivo en inglés.
Doctor, why can't you save her life? It's too expensive, man.
That's so expensive, man. Hey, guess what El Chivo means?
What?
The goat.
The goat?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it has modern context, so good for him.
I mean, I don't know. That was obviously not intentional, our meaning of the word goat, but
That's
he
why I
is a
said
goat.
modern fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway,
It's like you don't even
he.
listen to me or talking.
Okay. Yes, but obviously, so El Chivo he's literally one of my favorite characters in any movie ever. Um, I like the way he looks. I like the way he talks. I like his arc. I love how after he shaves and cuts his hair, like you just it's literally he's like a different person, and he when he goes to his daughter's house and leaves the message on the phone and you just hear his voice, he sounds completely different. You could just tell he has that like that soft side, because he's all tough and everything. And he is like he's not being fake obviously when he's like doing business and like like you see what I mean, but like he has just like that soft side and that sensitive side, which I mean everyone does. Like no one does not have something that makes him feel kind of sad or like, kind of tear up.
I don't really think he was portraying himself to be like super tough. He just was
Oh
sarcastic.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't putting on a character. Like that's how he was.
Yeah.
Right, like yeah, right. Like he was just messing with people. Like with the nerdy businessman, he knew that guy probably has no experience in asking for people to do hits. So he's like, "Hey, what do you think I'm good at? Who told you that?"
Yeah, it's like you're not at my special mental club. Fuck off.
Right. He's not cause yeah, he's like, you don't live off of like the trash. I love how like the other guy who brought the nerdy guy there was like, "Hey, so you're living off the trash?" He's like, "Yeah, I like the trash. I found this nice watch. I found all this cool clothes. Like
He's like, no,
it
you stole
provides."
that. You didn't find it. You stole
Mhm.
it.
I know, that's the other thing is that like I love how you could tell yeah, he's like that. Like he's not telling the truth or whatever. Or, like I love when he's fucking with the guy who he was supposed to kill. And then he's like, "What are you gonna do with me? What are you gonna?" He's like, "I'm not gonna kill you. Shut up." I thought that was great. And
I couldn't
then
help
he's
but
like,
laughing. The plastic cups that he gave him, I used to have like 20 of those in my kitchen back in the day. And so I just thought it was funny. Like that's probably where they ended up when we got rid of them.
"Yeah, bro." I love the part when he kidnaps the guy he was supposed to kill, and then you're like, "Yo, is that a Blockbuster in fucking Mexico, dude?"
Dude, and it was massive. It looked like a fucking like department store.
Are you sure that was a blockbuster
I
though?
swear to God, it had the little fucking ticket ripped in half kind of shit, blue and yellow. It was a blockbuster for sure.
Bro,
Lincoln Park dude probably worked there.
the movie's dated as hell though, dude. Can't
I
it's not
know.
good anymore. What are we doing? Um but yeah, I mean not just El Chihuahua, like I said, I love all the characters. There's not like a single character that I don't like, except maybe I mean like the supermodel, but that's a given.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah.
Um
I just hate
and
the
even
the trope of like pretty woman with a small dog. Like I hate that trope in a movie.
I think that was kind of like making fun of that though.
Well, yeah, but you still have to go through it. You still have to witness it.
That is true. That is true. Even if you're making fun of a trope, you still do have the trope.
So, yo, I'm making fun of jerking off, but you gotta sit through like 2 minutes of it. Check it
Right,
out.
exactly.
This is art.
Yep.
Like, no, 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 we're making
Um,
fun of this.
right. I loved Lincoln Park guy. I don't
Dude.
even remember what his name was, but when you said that shit, dude, I was dying.
Because he had fucking the white long sleeve shirt on, on top of the fucking black short sleeve shirt. He had the shaved hair with the little red, like, unicorn fucking ring around his head. Like,
He had a skateboard and he like was wearing the pants, like those cargo pant thingies and like
yeah.
he had
Plus
the
the massive ball
glasses.
and chain necklace.
Linkin Park, man, is what I listen to, man. Yeah, so another humorous thing Jason said was when Octavio asks Susanna, "Come with me." Jason goes, "Yeah, to Manassas, Virginia."
There's a lot of opportunities here.
Oh yeah, they would have done great here.
Oh my god. I remember when I used to go in Omegle a lot, I was talking to somebody from Mexico and just talking about like where you're from. So I was talking about I was from I can't remember where I said. I think I lied and said I was from like West Virginia or DC or some shit. You never want to tell people where you're
Fucking
at.
West Virginia, what the hell?
Yeah,
That's
something
too.
close to where you live, but like not where you live, kind of thing. And the steward is like, "Oh, is that close to Manassas?" And I'm like, "No fucking way." And I was like, "Not really, but I know where that is." And he was like, "Yo, I got a cousin that lives there." I'm like, "It
Wait, so what was this on? Like, what platform were you
was on
talking to
a.
this person on?
You ever been on Omegle?
No.
You've never been on Omegle,
I don't even know what the hell that is.
bro? You should. Omegle was the fucking bomb back in the day. It's basically it was the website you could go to where you wanted to anonymously chat with people, and you could do it with text or video. It would just randomly link you up. But like if you ever did the video, it was just filled with dudes just fucking stroking it, and they're always from like Turkey or some shit.
That's
Every now
funny.
and again there'd be like fucking like cute girls to talk to, but other than that, or like people that you had a common interest with, but most of the time it's just fucking weirdos or people that were trolling. Now I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I don't even want to know.
But it's pretty fun if you just want to like if you're super bored or drunk and you just want to bullshit with random people.
Well, I've never done that.
Why is that? Is that too
I don't
dirty
know.
for you?
No, I mean that never crossed my mind. Like it's not like a oh I'm never doing that. It's just like I literally never thought about that.
What, to just go in a random chat room?
Yeah, I mean I don't even know like where the fuck to do it.
Well, I guess it was a little bit before your time because I don't. I
Yeah,
mean, besides
I'm
like
young, dude. I'm Gen Z.
yeah, but it's the same principle as like doing it on Discord or you're playing like video games. You
I
talk to
guess.
random people on video games or wherever the fuck you meet them online. This was just a designated spot. Just they would hook you like you literally would just talk to somebody. The second you want to fucking disconnect, click the button, talk to somebody different. Like you literally can spend hours just talking to random people either on text or video.
Like that's entertaining.
Yeah, it was fucking entertaining. It was fun to mess with people. I've saved so many chat logs of people that fucking just were so stupid and they're just fun to mess with. Fucking all the Legma and the Sugandis and all that shit. Like that was prime time for that.
You want to buy two CDs?
Exactly. Like that was the content.
Yeah, yes or no? Would you like two CDs? Yes. Two CDs.
I shouldn't even let you
Bro,
I shouldn't even let you finish.
No, Chivo is totally the type of dude to make a CD's nuts joke.
No, he's not.
Yes, he would, just to mess with the dude. I don't know. I'm just saying random bullshit now, just because I just really like the character. I think he's so good.
You have this worldview where it's like if there's a character you really like, you just like imagine they'd say the exact same things that you would say.
No, I was also just trying to say that for comedic value, just because I mean,
You've done it a couple of times. I think it's more for it's a little bit past
right. I
comedic
mean,
value. I just think
at
it's
the end of
funny.
the right. I mean, at the end of the day, would he say that? I don't know. Probably not. But I mean, if he would, that'd be funny as shit,
That's
and it
not
would
my
totally
point.
work. It would totally work because he's doing it.
No, it's not. It would not work.
Well, if he's doing it, he would figure out how to do it.
See these not. God.
What would you like to see, bro? Dos Equis.
I have to say, out of I think out of all the characters, I think like I don't know, like there's not that many like cool old characters. A lot of the time they're just
Oh,
like filler.
there's plenty of cool old characters. There's like Gandalf. I mean,
I'm talking
Dumbledore.
and more like real, not like fantasy and like more like
Oh, you mean
realistic.
like in dramas and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm trying to think of it. I mean, because everyone in City of God was just like 20, and then like, I mean, yeah, fuck. I mean, I think you got me.
I'm only thinking of Gran Torino with fucking what the Clint Eastwood. Ever seen that movie?
I haven't seen that whole thing.
I just like it because like it's
I
just
liked
somebody's
Clint Eastwood.
racist
Yeah,
granddad that I would know.
I
Just
thought
walking
he.
out with a
Yeah.
shotgun like I'm experienced. I kill these minorities. Like, fuck.
No, I actually I think I saw maybe like the first half of that movie. I really liked it. I thought Clint Eastwood was. I was like, yeah, that's if my grandpa was a widower, that would totally be him.
Clint Eastwood was just playing himself.
Oh yeah, I mean I mean he's good at doing that.
You ever hear that shit back in the I can't remember the fucking Emmys or Oscars or any of that dumb shit back in the 70s when John Wayne wanted to jump that fucking native girl because she was accepting a behalf or an award on behalf of some other fucking dumb actor. And
Oh
like
yeah, that was like Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando, that's who it was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know why he did that, but
And like Clint Eastwood made because like John Wayne, I just the image of John Wayne wanting to fight a fucking woman is just hilarious to me.
I haven't
Security had to
seen any of
stop him.
the right. I haven't actually seen any of the John Wayne movies.
They're awful. Like he's not like I don't like it's not even because the time that he came out and like he's just objectively bad. Like his
Okay.
like
I mean,
they
I've
made
never
him
seen him, so I don't know. But
like they made him like especially like he played Genghis Khan. Like
did he
fucking
actually?
yes. You've
What
never
the
heard
that? No, I remembered there was some like American just like dude who played Genghis Khan, but I didn't know it was him.
yeah, in the fucking The
That is
Conqueror.
awful.
And like his
What the
accent is
hell?
just like horrendous. Like he's a fucking awful actor and they put him in everything.
Why? Like they could have got anybody else who was like.
Because it's why they put Chris
I
Pratt to
mean,
play Mario. Like it's a fucking like he's a sellable fucking actor that can play in
okay, no,
whatever.
that's gonna be awful. Like I
Exact
don't
well,
care what.
exactly.
No, I don't care what anybody says. Like, oh, he can we they can work around. Like, no, Mario talking in complete full sentences. Like that's got bad news written all over it. I'm sorry, that movie's not gonna be good.
Oh god. Are you gonna
They're
watch
like,
it? Are you excited? You gonna dress up for it?
in what?
In your nicest suit or your nicest Jewish towel that you
I'm gonna
showed
yeah,
me?
I'm gonna wear the sitzlah and the Judean robes.
Did you pick your favorite position to wear it in?
Yeah, I'm doing the Jewish style.
Is it the pirate look?
No, the Jewish style is where you it's where I want to say it's like it's either the Moroccan or the Yemeni style. I forget which one it is. It's where like you just You take it as the square, flip it, turn it to make it a triangle, fold it in half. At the top, fold it 2 or 3 times, flip it over your head, and then you take the both sides, like make kind of pigtails out of them, cross them over both on like the opposite side, and then you like roll them up to like tighten them.
I love how like giving a verbal description gives me no sort of fucking image in my head.
I mean, I tried to describe like I said like pigtails and like cross it over on the opposite side. I don't know.
I know it just doesn't translate well.
Yeah, but I forgot which country that's from. But whatever. I don't know. You know that meme of like John Hamm in the movie theater and he's like sipping a cocktail and he's like really like observing like the screen, and then it says like me watching like whatever, and it's like some random movie like me watching, yeah, like the Mario movie with Chris Pratt, like
I just love how everybody shits on it and they're still gonna the movie's still gonna make millions.
But yeah, it's like the fucking Emoji Movie. I didn't even see it. I'm like, why would I want to watch this?
Dude, I love how James Corden got so pissed off that everybody was clowning on that fucking movie, and then he like backtracked saying like, "Oh, this movie wasn't gonna be good anyway," or some shit like that, or he didn't
Wait,
even watch it or something.
didn't he just get canceled? Like, didn't he get canceled for like just like sexual harassment or something?
I don't know if it's been sexual harassment, but he's had a bunch of allegations of being just a total dick. I think like the newest
I
one is he got thrown
Yeah,
out of a New York restaurant because he was just abusive to the fucking wait staff or some shit.
I don't like him. I think he's incredibly annoying.
And just like the most, because I don't get how he has such a big ego. Like he's awful.
That's all talk show people. I hate like all talk show hosts.
Yeah, they just it's obviously the the level of headspace you have to go just to think that you have to deliver a funny line every single sentence you say. It just got to be exhausting. And then
Oh
thinking that
yeah.
you actually
Well,
land that shit is even more fucking hilarious.
right. Okay. I think the only talk show host who is tolerable to me, and that's really pushing it, is Jimmy Fallon.
He's the
I
less
think he's
annoying out of them. Like I think the
Oh yeah,
biggest
like he's okay, and he's actually like done some he's like done some stuff that has like made me like kind of chuckle.
yeah.
But like yeah, but no, but like anybody else, I'm like, number one, they're not funny, and number two, like they're literally just like politicians masquerading as as comedians.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they're literally just propaganda people,
they took Jon Stewart and made him more annoying. Like that's everybody's character. They're supposed to be the voice of the generation, but like they just have whatever shill for company and ideology that's present that day. Yeah, Jay Leno
J-
was not funny, but he wasn't annoying. Jimmy Kimmel's the worst. I fucking can't stand Jimmy Kimmel.
who was worse, him or Stephen Colbert? Like both. That's like trying to decide between like, do I want to eat this piece of shit or that piece of shit?
I think Jimmy Kimmel's worse because like Stephen Colbert's whole thing is like he's playing an exaggerative character, like he's being ridiculous on purpose. Jimmy Kimmel actually just think he's naturally funny. He has that like uncomfortable like look on his face, and he'll like deliver a line and just have no fucking like confidence in it, and then he'll just like give like a nervous like
Dude,
oops, but like fuck you.
did did you see the Jimmy Kimmel with Joe Biden? That was the
Oh,
funniest shit. Like listening to Joe Biden, like I was like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? And like Jimmy Kimmel was like, he was like assisting him in like his speech. I was like, what?
the Cardi B Joe Biden crossover is probably the most important of our time though.
Wait, what the fuck?
You didn't know that Cardi B interviewed Joe Biden? Or I'm sorry,
No, I
tried
didn't
to have a
know that.
conversation. Two people that are retarded tried to have a conversation together. It wasn't a fucking interview.
No, okay, that's a better way to put it. Two retarded people had conversation with one another.
God, like I don't like. It just goes to show you how fucked we are as a nation when you have the most popular entertainer and a fucking the voice of a generation for females, and then the leader of the free world, and it's the dumbest thing you'll ever see in your life. That's incredible to me. Like it's
It,
legitimately
it's
like
like
objectively amazing. Like you have like TED Talks, which are awful now, sidebar, but like scholarly interviews. You have any sort of documentary you can watch. You can have a conversation with a PhD guy and have like the most insane knowledge thrown your way, but the most televised thing is the most dumbest shit you'll ever hear in your life. It's incredible to me.
Well, it's a testament, dude. Yeah.
God. But yeah, I don't think Conan's that bad.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, he's not awful. He's not trying to be like over. Although I haven't watched. I don't
I
watch it.
mean,
I've seen like clips of shit online, but I don't know.
he's still like not funny. I mean,
No, he's not funny, but he doesn't like. He's not as annoying to me as all the other ones. Like he doesn't come. Like I
that
don't hate
that
him,
is a good point. Yeah, I guess.
but I used to
Yeah.
like Trevor Noah, and Trevor Noah just became unfunny when he did all the political shit. Because he used to just do regular stand up, and I liked his stand up a lot because he was one of those people that he didn't have to be edgy or say something shocking. Like he generally could just come up with funny scenarios. Um, and I don't think he didn't
Yeah, I
cuss. He didn't cuss too much, and I don't give a shit if people cuss a lot or not a lot. I just think it's you have more of a skill if you're able to be a comedian without saying like offensive things or just saying something edgy all the time. Like it takes more
right.
skill
That
to
is
do
true.
that. So I like it, and his stuff was just genuinely funny, even though it was clean. Um,
Yeah, like I've never actually seen any of his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little. Some of it was a little cheesy, I have to admit. But again, when you're doing that kind of comedy, it's gonna be a little bit disingenuous in the first place. But he generally did have some funny moments. But ever since he did the Daily Show, it completely changed him, and just his shit just wasn't funny. Like, it's not even like the stuff that you agree with or disagree with. Like, he literally was just a mouthpiece for whatever the news wanted, and that's fine. But he didn't even like put his own like funny spin on it.
Oh yeah, because it's fake, and
Yeah,
you and I do not like fake stuff.
it's like, well, I can't even. I don't know. Like, it sounded like people wrote his own jokes, but I don't know. It could have been just he just got stuck in a position that he wanted to make money in, and he just didn't put any effort into it. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like a singer who like, yeah, because like most singers don't write their own songs, but it's like at least like do it well, like don't make me think that like you didn't give a shit.
Right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, like Adam Sandler is a very good example of someone who like he's talented, like he can be funny, he just doesn't give a shit.
He's also down to earth. I supposedly down to earth. A lot of people have said. So I think if you're grounded as a
I'm sure
human
he's kind
being,
of cool in real life, yeah,
even if
but
even if your comedy is stupid, at least it's not going to come off as disingenuous. Like he's just generally that goofy.
oh yeah, his comedy is very lowbrow,
Yeah,
but
to say the least.
right. Um,
But it's like all those guys that are like going out of their way to be extra like disingenuous and goofy. So it's like the James Corden effect, the Kevin James effect, because apparently he was a big asshole too. Same thing with Mike Myers, like all those guys.
I don't like Kevin James that much.
I don't either. I think, like I said, like Paul Blart, that whole series was just fucking like just the
I mean,
pinnacle of our
I
country.
haven't I haven't seen that since I was like a little kid, so I have no. I mean, I thought it was funny when I was a little kid, but I don't know. I
Well, even
probably
grown
wouldn't.
ups like that.
Oh, I've heard those movies are god awful.
Yeah, they're awful.
I mean, I've never seen it, but I mean, I've heard it well enough, and I have no interest in seeing this.
Like they're not meant to be good. It's just like comedians who are friends making a shitty movie to have a fun time and go on vacation.
Yeah, but I don't like when movies are like intentionally made to be bad. That's never good.
Right, because that's their cop out. Like we're not trying to
Right.
make a Spielberg film here.
Okay, Spielberg's not even like that good. Well, no, I mean, he's actually, I mean, he's got some bangers. Like I last Sunday we watched Jurassic Park. That movie is still so good.
Okay, who's a better? I don't know movie people, so he's the first one that popped in my head. Like who's a better example?
Of like a better example of what?
Like a actual serious, really good movie director.
The guy who directed Amores Perros,
Fine.
Alejandro González Iñárritu.
Yeah, he's not that guy from the MCU.
No, he's not that highly respected um, director from the Mexican cinematic universe.
Um,
Bro, I gotta show you the other MCU stuff, like from Alfonso Cuarón, like Y tu mamá también and stuff like that.
yeah.
There's so much good movies I want to show you.
Well, watch them all. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Beautiful, which I mean that takes place in Spain, but that counts as the MCU.
Have you ever seen Apocalypto?
Yes, I have that on my in my collection.
That was such a great movie. I can't believe Mel Gibson directed that movie.
I have some problems with it. Because like a lot of the movie, like the way it's shot, it looks like a documentary. Like it's so bad. Like I think a lot of the camera angles are so jank. I'm just like this doesn't look good. Like this should be wider. Like this should like it doesn't look like a movie. It looks like a cheap, like TV special. But the last like half of the movie is so entertaining. Like I don't even care. Like my blood was pumping that entire last half of the movie.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
because Mel Gibson is really good at that. He's really good at showing like raw, visceral, like just bloody action.
how many? 'Cause I know he did the Passion. He
He
did that movie. What other ones has he done?
well, right, but you see my example there, right? With like he's just very good at depicting raw, bloody, visceral action.
I didn't think the
Well, he
Passion was that good. It just you could tell like it was a very one-sided movie.
oh yeah, but well, what do you mean one sided?
Like it yeah, obviously you know his thoughts on the themes and elements of that whole region, but
Well, there's a lot of Christians who don't even like that movie. Like
no, I
I didn't see that movie until I was like, I didn't even think I saw it till last year.
what I'm saying is he didn't really put that much nuance into the actual. I mean, I don't want to say the
Oh no, no, yeah,
message
no,
of the movie.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
you,
I
you get
think
what I'm saying? Like it wasn't.
oh right, they're much better Jesus movies. Like I think Jesus of Nazareth from 1977 with Robert Powell is a much better interpretation of even though I mean Jesus of Nazareth is about his whole life and the movie's like 6 hours long. Um and like the Passion only covers, the last part of his life. Even so, I just think it's a better interpretation of Jesus.
I think Black Jesus is also a good interpretation. You watch that show?
No, I've never seen it.
It's
But
made by the dude that did the Boondocks. It's fucking hilarious.
oh, I like the Boondocks.
Yeah.
But Mel Gibson also made he made Hacksaw Ridge.
Was that the
What was
was that the one where that guy he was like he didn't want to be he didn't actually want to kill anybody. He just wanted to be he was like a medic.
yes, that is true.
I think I got like that was I remember that being the movie that everybody was like, "Oh, I hate war movies, but this was such a good one." I was like, "Well, wait wait till you learn who directed
I
it."
mean, well, right. I mean, it's got a lot of like of that Mel Gibson like not subtle cheesy stuff,
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, he does what he does. Like, and it's the best part about like the Passion too is that like Mel Gibson is just so good at capturing just that raw, visceral, bloody action. He's so good at that, and just that emotion. Like he's really good at that. Like that's what I get from the Passion. Like that's why it feels so like gritty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like and it really makes you not in. I mean, it does tip over the line a little bit with like the shock value and stuff like that. With like like when they're in the Passion, like when they're whipping Jesus, I'm like, okay, that's a little too much. Like
Yeah,
Jesus like would have literally been dead by now.
and the
But
best part of that scene it was like when Lucifer was holding that little like blobfish demon baby thing.
yeah, that made no sense. But so there's that. But his big movie that everyone knows is Braveheart.
Yeah, oh, he directed that one?
He did, yeah, he's like the main character
No, I
too.
know he's the main character. I just didn't know he directed it.
Oh, he directed it too.
You know, I've never seen it.
I have only seen like the first 40 minutes of it because I fell asleep. Not because it was bad, because I just was really tired.
I just don't think he's a good actor. That's why I never watched it. Everybody says that movie's amazing. I don't think it would be. Like,
Um,
there's a
I
bunch of
think
other
he's.
pieces from around that time that are probably just as good, if not better.
I mean, a lot of people just like it because it just makes fun of Englishmen. Because like the whole point is that like it's a very like Scottish movie, and then, like it's has a lot of cool Scottish things, and a lot of it like it's like about the Scottish being like oppressed by the English, and then they like revolt.
Yeah.
So if you're Scottish, it's the movie for you.
If you need to make fun of the
It,
British, you just need to see Facebook when the Queen died.
yeah, that's true. But but yes, Braveheart is essentially the Godfather for Scottish people.
Scotland. Yeah, I have to watch all those movies one day before I die, I guess. But
It's long though. Like it's really long.
I'm
That's
sure.
why I don't that's why like I don't really have the courage to watch it. Whereas like I mean Amores Perros, that's like I could watch that in like any mood. It's so good.
It is also a long movie, though. I feel like long
It
movies
it,
you really gotta
it
be in the
is
mood for.
it is true, but like I mean I mean it gets a 10 for me. It's like I literally do not see anything significantly wrong with it that I would drop a point. The worst part about it obviously is the second act of it, with that storyline, but like it's still a good storyline.
Yeah, it does that. I don't know. Because obviously it's a serious movie. There wasn't. I don't. Besides, like, I don't think there was that many intentionally funny parts in the movie. Like,
Yeah, no, all the funny parts were just like natural kind of just jokes the characters made.
yeah, but I don't know. Like sometimes it was a weird change of pace to have like because that part with the dude having an affair with the girl that was in the car accident, that was just like more depressing than anything.
Yeah, but it also, I mean, it just shows you like, hey, don't simp.
Don't fucking simp or fix the floors in your house. That's the biggest. That's the message of the whole entire movie. Fix your fucking floor.
Yeah, and don't let your dog go in the fucking floor because then your wife's gonna bitch at you about how you can't get the dog out and how you don't want to open up more of the floor.
I just would like to say, as a man, that story is relatable to every man out there. When it's just like 2:30
I
in the
bet.
morning and like this shoulder just wakes you up out of nowhere, just like go check something out. I'm like, oh
That noise
god.
you made was great. Just and
Something
it's
in the
like
higher register above Asian C just nags at you.
it just and then like just the male voice is like the below like two
Wah,
octave like
wah,
right like
wah,
bruh.
wah.
Like in Charlie Brown, like
Like,
when
hold
when
on,
the
babe. Let
adults
me
are
get a
just
trombone real quick.
yeah. Do you like Charlie Brown?
I don't think I've ever watched enough of it to give a shit. Honestly, my exposure to Charlie Brown has been on like Christmas cards
I see,
or
but you've
like
never seen like the actual Christmas special
I'm
or like
sure I have.
the Halloween one. It's funny. Like it's got some classic kind of like highbrow humor. Like it
Well,
has it's good taste.
peaks your
I
eyebrows,
like
huh?
it. Oh yeah.
This is some good
Mm.
entertainment.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's high caliber stuff.
Charlie Brown.
It is, dude.
I'm surprised they haven't
Um,
tried to do a live action Charlie Brown
I mean, they
with
did
Chris
the.
Pratt.
Dude,
Like, yo, can you come here for a second? Just hold this football. Just hold
that
it. I want to
was
kick it really bad.
who would be Lucy, bro?
I don't know, fucking Emma Stone probably. Come here, Charlie.
But,
Come
okay,
kick the football.
that
You really want
is
to kick it?
that is like the greatest thing I've ever heard you say. There's gonna be a live action Charlie Brown with Chris Pratt.
Emma Stone. Or the
I
bitch
mean, I
from My
was
Name is Earl. She'd also be a great Lucy.
right. I mean, what I was gonna say is like, I mean, they already made that computer animated one, which I thought was like pretty good. It's a nice, like, fun family movie.
It looked like the Veggie Tales animation.
I like VeggieTales. VeggieTales is good. I know we've talked about that before.
Yeah. Veggie Tales is
Um,
highbrow comedy.
oh, a lot of it is, dude.
Yo, you
Like
really have
with
to
the
understand the metaphors to get these jokes.
yeah, bro. Like I said, with the rubber duckies and how Larry is jealous that Junior has his own rubber ducky who he loves very much, even though Larry has 100 rubber duckies, and he's jealous and he wants that rubber ducky.
I just like that there's ducks in an all fruit universe and veggie universe.
Right. I just love how they like I mentioned this. I just love how like they make that like lesson approachable to kids because obviously they can't say, "Oh, he has 50 wives," you know? Like
Yeah.
I just think that that's genius.
They should make an adult version, like the most bloodiest parts of the Bible, the stories, put them in Veggie Tales.
Oh, that would be awesome, dude. I would so watch that. Like Veggie Tales, rated R.
Bro.
Sodom and Gomorrah. Ooh, man.
Fucking
There's a lot. I mean, yeah, the Bible's a brutal book,
Cain
dude.
and Abel, that'd be a great one. Veggie murder.
Yeah, dude. You got
It basically would just be Sausage Party, part two.
okay, Sausage Party kind of sucks.
Once you got over the shock factor of, oh, this is an adult rated animated movie.
I mean, I'll give it to him. Like that whole scene at the end was like pretty funny
No, it
because
was.
it
That
just
was
like
the worst scene in the whole movie.
no, but I
When they're
thought
all
it was
fucking
create.
each other, that was dumb as shit.
No, but I thought it was like creative how they were
How
doing
is that
that with like
creative?
no, with like the different foods and how like they did their. I don't know. It was kind of funny, but like yeah, the rest of the movie it's just like, oh, this like because like like you said, it looks like a kids movie. And it's like, oh, this vegetable said this like vulgar thing,
Yeah.
haha, like
My
that kind of
favorite
sucks.
my favorite scene from Sausage Party was when like they're on the street and they meet like the condom and like his mouth is just moving with all the fucking shit inside.
Yeah,
Help me.
I love like the taco dude.
Oh yeah. The fucking
Yeah,
Indian firewater was funny.
yeah, um,
But yeah, overall it was a fucking dumb movie, but
yeah. Well, is there anything more you want to say about Amores Perros?
um just so they should speak English in the next movie.
Like that'll be like your complaints to like the studio, like please speak English next time.
I'm trying to see these
Yeah,
women, but they don't speak English. No, I like watching. I like reading subtitles, and I like foreign films. So I don't
I
like a lot of
really do
people
too.
hate on that. I don't get it. Like I don't know if they just are too lazy to read or they just don't understand. But I feel like movies without subtitles, I always miss a lot of it because there's sometimes like every now and again some of the dialogue just gets mixed up lower in the sound for some reason. Like I'm always like, what the fuck did he say? And you can't like when you're in the movie theater, you just miss it. So I actually sometimes prefer subtitles section to actually get more of a context of what's going on.
I typically only just use subtitles if if the movie's like not in English. Well, obviously if it's in Spanish, I'll just use Spanish subtitles. But
Yeah.
typically no, I don't really. I mean, if they're there, I'm fine. But I don't like having to constantly like. I just feel like I'm always looking at the subtitles and not like the actual screen. You know, it's
Yeah.
just I mean, like at the end of the day, I don't think it's like I don't. I like subtitles, but
I don't really
I
think it
don't.
makes a difference. Like I every time I watch a
That's
movie with
fair.
subtitles, I don't ever feel like
That's
I'm
fair.
missing out on like the scenes of the other movie because it's so quick.
Right.
Like I don't think the dialogue is going to be quicker than changing a scene or like you're going to miss something by looking at the dialogue.
True. True.
But yeah, but
But yeah, I mean, a movie like this, it's got a lot of that mood and like atmosphere. You know, I'm a big fan of that. You know, just like seeing those like the Mexico City streets and like the underground dogfighting. It's cool. I love the aesthetic. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is really
the
good.
soundtrack was good. I did like that.
That was banging. You know.
That's the other thing about movies like that is they always get a really good soundtrack of like independent shit.
Oh yeah, but also when like a lot of times when the soundtrack was kicking in, they would have like montage scenes and they were good. You know, because typically montage scenes are so bad
Yeah.
and predictable. But like what was so cool about the montage scene in this one because you didn't know what was gonna happen and they would throw like random shit in there. You know, like when Ramiro was like cheating on his wife in like the store. Like that was a kind of a like cool surprise. Like I didn't think that was gonna happen,
I
but
forgot about this. I bought you a Walkman. Am I not cool to you?
yeah. What? And then he literally just like yells at her right after, and then he's like, "Shut up!" Yeah, and no, but remember when we were watching the thing because like so for those who don't know, this guy works at like a supermarket and he robs other like stores of the sort to make money, and then we're just like watching the movie, and like he's putting his mask on, and it looks like the same store. I was like, wait, is that the same store he works at? He's gonna rob? What?
I hope that they just didn't have the budget to film in another location, so they just used the same one and tried to make it look different.
Okay, no, I don't think it's that. They had money, but
Oh fuck, that
um,
was I really hope that is the case that he fucking robbed the store that he worked at.
that'd be kind of funny. But yeah, wait, there was some other thing I forgot. Like I didn't notice it on the. Oh yeah, I didn't realize that he stole the Walkman from the place he robbed. Like,
Yeah.
guys, I didn't really think about where he got it from. Because yeah, for the listeners, I watched this movie a couple times before Jason saw it. So this was like my third or fourth viewing. Like I haven't even seen it that much, and like it gets better every time. Like trust me.
I also think it's I don't I mean, I guess it's a common mindset that this dude that worked at a grocery store and like stole shit, like he was the only one he wanted to be the sole provider for the family.
Yeah, man.
And he wouldn't
Good
let his
luck trying to
brother
do that.
fucking pay for anything, or he wouldn't even he didn't even give him a family discount. He didn't even want him fucking being there buying groceries for the family.
Yeah, but I mean, you know why? It's because you knew that he had something for his wife.
I don't think it ever alluded because that guy seemed pretty stupid. Like I don't think he ever put it together that he was trying to fuck his wife.
I think he did. I
I don't
mean,
know.
no, because I mean, like, even from the beginning, like when you first meet the characters, he's like, what you know, they lost the dog, and then he's like, bro, Ramiro, like I walk him all the time. Like, what? That's like, what the hell? Like, and then he's like, what are we talking about? Like, don't like deal with this. Like, this is between me and my wife and shit. You know? I
I don't
don't
know. I
know.
still feel like he
I
was too
I
busy
I
fucking
got.
some other girl in the grocery store to notice.
Well, I mean, it is Mexico.
That shit happens everywhere,
Well,
especially
yeah, I
if
was
you
just
work at a
joking.
grocery store.
Right, but then
Those people
true,
fuck
but like in a grocery store.
every every 9 to 12 an hour job fucks,
That is true.
bruh.
9 to 12. That's not a lot.
Yeah, it's the new minimum wage. Fucking 20 feels like the new minimum wage the way shit's going, but
Oh, I thought you said like 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
no, 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 like the hourly rate. But
I see. I was like, that's not a lot of hours working.
dude, every person that I've talked to that works at like a restaurant or a grocery store or a department store, they just always have drama about like fucking their coworkers or like who else is fucking who. It's just it's a weird lifestyle. I'm glad I got out of it.
Can't relate.
You don't want to fuck anyone at your job.
Well, first of all, I mean,
They're all boomers, right?
that's part of it. Um, well, also like I can't talk that much about this. I mean, like,
You already got the phone call on cam. Might as well keep going.
yeah, but that was like in another language.
You don't think people speak Spanish listen to this? All five
No,
of them?
no one fucking listens to this. Yeah, right, exactly.
You're not good at advertising, Will.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not looking to get income out of this. Like, this is just for fun because this is just fun, you know.
It's for you to showcase your problematic views to the world. So in the event you do get famous, they're gonna pull up all these fucking videos.
Like going back to the part where I said women don't shouldn't have the right to vote.
Yeah, that's a great clip. That's a great 5 second CNN headline.
Will Zeldin, owner of the salsa club on Sudley Road, claimed that women should not have the right to vote.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Have you have you done more research into all the ins and outs of your salsa club that you're gonna inevitably
Yeah,
open?
I'm looking at the right. I'm looking at the zoning laws and shit.
Are
It's
you looking at
really
the
like
shirts you're gonna buy?
the shirts.
The shirts you're gonna buy with your chain?
Wait, what do you mean?
Never mind. Jesus Christ. You're looking at permits.
Permits for I am meaning to. I am just really busy work. The expectation is getting higher and higher. I can pretty much only do this shit on the weekends, like all this research and shit. Because like I get out of work and it's essentially just go to the gym, and then I come home and I have to cook all my food and I have to like shower and everything and then essentially like read a book, if that even. Like a lot of times it's
Why do you
just
have
go
to
to
read a
sleep. Have
book?
no. I'm just talking about like as like I was just saying that as just the way like it's just a little bit of free time. But like but I mean when I get home and it's like I've had like that whole day, like I don't want to go do research or something. Like I'd rather do that like on the weekend when I have like a ton of time and like I'm feeling rejuvenated, not like on a Wednesday, you know?
Business never sleeps, bro. Do you even have a general ballpark of the amount of money that you're even gonna need?
Yeah, and I'm not disclosing that right now.
You don't have to disclose it. I just think if you have like a general ballpark,
Well, I do. Trust me.
live in the most expensive fucking area in the country,
And well, I am Jewish, so
you'll find a way. The money calls you home.
I'll find a way.
Spidey senses are
Right.
tingling.
The Jewish senses are tingling. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting this new suit though.
Is that gonna be your? So you're not gonna be wearing shirts. You're gonna be wearing suits in your club.
I mean, yeah.
That's your dress
Like
code.
why I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna make everyone have to, but like I mean preferably yes, but I don't know if I want to make that the rule yet. But no, I definitely want to be wearing suits showing up there.
It's gonna be classy though, right?
What do you mean by that?
You said that you wanted to have a classy atmosphere.
No, I mean not like a 1940s. I
No,
mean,
no, but like something that is not gonna be a nightclub, which is inevitably what it's gonna be.
it's just a place where you come and like listen to music and drink and like
And
that's it.
fuck and take MDMA and get date rapes.
No. Well, anyways.
Come on down.
So what do you so changing the subject, what do you give Amores Perros out of 10?
I'm giving it an 8 because of the ending and the second
But the
storyline.
ending is good
No,
though.
it's not.
Okay.
They just fucking
Yes, it is.
no. I hate when they just end a movie for no reason in a random
That's like the
spot.
that's the whole point. Like, would it really have been better if you figured out who killed who?
You know how
Like,
many movies show a fucking dude walking through the middle of nowhere and then into the sunset or some shit? That's like almost every movie.
but it's like about like the brokenness and like the dissatisfaction and like the hopelessness of like life.
You're
And
just naming adjectives that's been in other movies.
yeah, but I mean, this movie does it really fucking well. It doesn't matter like what it has necessarily. I mean, it's just really just how it's done, and it's done very well.
I think yeah, the overall feel of the movie was nice. I just think the ending
Right,
was
and
just
it's like it's
why.
mellow, like it's very it's not like cheesy stonery, but like it's very mellow, like melancholy, not really. I mean, it's got some upbeat parts, like especially in the first um act.
Yeah.
But
I did like the pacing over. I liked how nothing was really over the top.
yeah, right. And I mean, I never thought it was boring. I mean, I guess the most boring part was just all the stuff trying to find the dog in the apartment, but even so, I mean, I just like how the like that's the other thing. Like it just has all these little touches here and there that I just noticed, like how it just has like dogs as the central theme, and like about like just dogs are like it's their man's best friend, and like it literally ruined all these people's lives, but then also like dogs give people joy, like the way that like the homeless man, or sorry, like El Chivo finds like purpose in taking care of all these dogs, and he just like has like five of them, and he takes them around and just I don't know, like you just trust me, like you're gonna watch it again, and it's gonna be your favorite movie.
I do. I am very curious about how they filmed a lot of the dog fighting scenes, and obviously the scenes of them dead and
Yeah,
bloodied were kind of. It's crazy because I don't really see too much of like animal death in movies. So, like the fact that it was super blatant was a little bit of a weird sensation because it's like and there was a lot of them. Like they showed a lot of dead dogs in that movie.
but I mean, I can imagine they weren't actually dead.
Well, no shit. I'm just saying it's weird to like have that being portrayed in a movie because I feel like here that's kind of like the untouchable. Like even in horror movies, it won't even show the dog getting killed. Like it'll just like you hear it like "Roar," and that's
Oh
it.
yeah, I mean that's why this movie is just like brutal. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people they can't watch it because of that.
But it really wasn't that over the top. Like it didn't like you didn't see the dogs like shredding the fucking thing. You saw them fighting a little bit and then like it was dead and bloodied. Like you didn't it wasn't really like graphic in the actual fighting. Like it was just graphic
I mean,
like when they were dead.
even so, like a lot of people just they don't want to watch like blood oozing out of dogs,
Oh yeah.
like all that stuff like that. I mean,
What's funny is that I don't know why I didn't see it coming. I was just like I don't like this should have been pretty simple to figure out. I don't know why I missed it. Was when he brought the when he took the dog from the car accident and then he brought it home to his other dogs. Then he came home and like the fucking dog killed all the other ones. I don't know
and
how I
he's
didn't see
like,
that coming.
yeah, I know, and I forgot that that was even like in the movie,
Yeah, dude.
but
He
yeah,
was like, "You son
and
of
I
a
just
bitch! It's not fair."
yeah, he's like, you can't do that.
Gavron.
Yeah, and then like I like how like Chivo like just kind of like you could tell like he really cared and he really tried to like save him, which he did, which I thought was that felt really nice, because it's got, I mean, it is a brutal movie, but it's got a lot of those moments where it's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice and humanly.
Right. Even when the dude literally leaves his wife and children to go live with this supermodel,
Bro, I
that was that was not very heartwarming.
gosh,
No, but also, I
affairs.
mean, just like when she gets in like the accident, and I could just you could just tell much by the look on his face, like he's just like, "Fuck!" Like, what is like
Gotta deal with
left?
this now.
I know, because it's like, what the fuck? Because I mean, there was nothing else to the relationship other than that, like she was hot, and that's gone now. So it's like, fuck. Like you saw, like he even tried to like talk to his like ex-wife and shit.
That's the only caveat. Like, fuck, man, this is the whole reason why I did this in the first place. Now I miss my
No, exactly.
family. She's not even hot anymore.
Right, and then he like calls back his ex-wife, and like she knows it's him.
You know what's really funny, and also kind of like it makes me feel weird because like objectively he's a bad character, not like a bad character, but just like not a good person, right? So, but like when I when I was watching the movie, it just has reminded me of like my attitude towards like people that I've dated in the past of like not wanting to deal with
Are you
their
talking about?
bullshit.
Are you talking about like the magazine guy?
Yeah. Like
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
never like staged a massive like secret affair. Like I've never been that guy. I've usually been fucking like on pace with where I need to be and what I need to do. Just in general.
Yeah.
I've never been that guy. But just the fact of like you having to deal with like every time you date a girl, you always like absorb the problem. So it's like there's always a new problem every day. And so like just like I said earlier, like just that waking up in the middle of the night, just having to do something is just like fuck. So it's like you see that selfish behavior like being betrayed at me. It's like ugh, makes me feel weird. But overall, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's got, yeah, I'm telling you, man, like all this stuff, like it's like I said, it's about so much, and like you just see so many parts of your life, and like how you can relate to it and stuff like that, in all these different areas and stuff like that.
it's weird. It's like I don't have. I mean, besides what I just said, kind of, but I don't really feel too much relation with like characters, and not. I don't know if it's because like there are foreign films, so the culture is just different, or like I don't do criminal shit, so it's like I can't be like, oh, I remember that time I fucking stabbed this dude and he's chasing me.
Oh, the memories.
Shouldn't have shot that guy. Fuck. Now I can't start my own business. Like I've never had to go through stuff like that,
Yeah.
or been to jail, even though I've almost been to jail. But
Ah, yeah, you told me that. En la cárcel. La cárcel. Yeah,
another thing
but
about it, there's a lot of things I probably almost have should have been arrested for. So I could have
right.
almost related and made a movie.
Hey, do you remember how you said that, like, remember we were talking about the stuff being cool and we arrived at the conclusion that we think the stuff that is cool because, like, we relate to it?
Right.
Maybe I relate to El Chivo.
Well, I don't think it's exclusively. I feel like it can relate with the way you want to be or the way you want to do something. So, like,
Right. But I mean, I still find things like of me in him
like
in
what?
like weird ways.
What did you
Like
find?
the solo kind of thing, and like he's just kind of like away from the rest of people, and like
The
he's
lone
like,
wolf.
yeah, right, the Sigma man.
Protagonist syndrome.
He actually is like a Sigma male though.
I
No, I think all of that stuff is retarded. No,
okay.
I was saying that in like a meme
Because like
way.
I know you
Trust
bring
me.
it up ironically a lot, but like there has to be some sort of like internal
Oh
thing.
no.
Because there's
Also, I
people that
said because
genuinely believe that they're like beta. Well, not many people think they're beta, but like alpha or sigma. Like there's people that it's like bitches with zodiacs. Like that's their version. They legitimately like subscribe to that.
right, and it's because since we don't have Jesus in our society anymore, we have to find some way to figure out how to
This has
like.
nothing to do with Jesus. It just has to.
Yeah, it does.
We were
Because when you
killing
have
each other with
Jesus,
that mindset too. Everybody has this view that is higher than actually what they portray to be.
yes, but when you don't have Jesus, you try to figure out, fuck, what am I doing? And then you figure, oh, like I'm definitely, like like I'm an alpha male, or I'm a bit. But like when you have Jesus, you just don't give a shit about that, and you just be the man you were supposed to be. Except with like when you don't have that, it's like the world is just fucking made up of alphas and betas, and it's like no,
It's the
that's not
same.
how the world
It's
works.
the same shit, except you think you have divine right now.
No, it's not the fucking same thing. Well, anyway, I mean, I think we still pretty much agree though that the alpha male beta male shit is stupid.
I just want to know like people I feel like I have a pretty realistic view of myself. Like I don't feel like I'm like very good at a lot of things, but I also don't feel like I'm not good at a lot of things either. Like I can kind of like I float around this average range where I can just do shit or figure stuff out, but then also like have to learn and catch up to a lot of things. Like I don't feel like I have this elevated
Mhm.
sense of perception.
No, that's me too. I kind of would put myself in the same category. Like I'm still learning. Obviously, there's a lot to go, but I still have like you and I would say still have like that kind of base, that like we've been through stuff and like we can use the knowledge we've learned and apply it to the new situations to like get better, and grow in wisdom and whatnot.
I don't know, man. I just be living. I don't think
Right.
I
I
don't
just be living too, man.
I think the key is just to not think about that shit a lot. I feel like if you focus your energy on, I don't know, like people put way too much worth in themselves. They just do. They're always like, I'm the prize, or I'm confident enough to achieve this goal, and then half the time it's like the forces outside their control that either makes it happen or just fucking totally derails it. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have this egotistical sense.
Well, I'm motivated to reach my goal.
You can be motivated, just understand that like the shit's not all you.
Oh, right. And if it doesn't work out, like it's not the end of the world. Like
Yeah.
there's a billion other things you could do. So
The people that I can't stand to be around are the insecure people that think they're good at everything. Have you ever met those kind of people?
I've been that before.
Really?
I mean, to an extent,
You
sure.
know
I
what I'm talking
mean,
about? Like I used to know fucking dudes that were overprotective of the girl that they were dating, and they would feel threatened by anybody else that was male that was good at doing something.
you're like, why are you talking to my girlfriend like that?
Well, not even that. Like I remember, um,
Why are you looking at my girlfriend? Hey, why are you talking to my girl? Hey, why are you looking at my girlfriend, bro?
well that too, but I more mean so it's like the girl is like talking about like a musician that they like, or somebody is like, oh, I saw this really cool painting, and the guy's like, you never like my paintings like that, like stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because your paintings look awful. Like,
Well, that's what I'm
sorry.
saying. Like they feel threatened by people that are actually good at doing shit.
Right, and it's like, you can take criticism, right? Like, that's literally the whole point of like being a human is like taking criticism and like learning from that.
I don't know. Like I agree. I feel like most criticism isn't helpful, and like people like are get thrown into the sharks and they just can't handle it, especially if they're insecure. That's why like even like if it is constructive, they just shut down or just think, no, this is my way. This is the right way.
This is my way. Well, that's another reason why El Chivo is so cool. Is because he's literally the opposite of insecure.
You also
Like
think
he,
he's hot too.
you didn't need to mention that.
I do need to mention that because every time you say it, it makes me
No,
fucking.
okay. I must clarify that I'm allowed to think that dudes are good looking
Absolutely,
because right, because women say that other women are hot all the time,
hundred
and that's
percent.
not labeled. That's no, but that's not labeled as lesbian. But if a dude says another dude's hot, that's like
The point is
instantly
they
like
don't
means
say
it's
that
gay.
word. They don't. I've only ever heard
Yes, but
dudes
you know
saying they're good looking and maybe handsome. Like even handsome is kind of teetering that line. I've never ever heard a straight dude that's not attracted to the same sex say another man is hot. I've just
yeah,
it,
but you know I'm saying that just to like fuck with you though,
no,
like
you're
because I know
serious. You said you know.
no,
You
but it's
can't
like it's
backtrack and be like, no, I can't get why you're so weird about it. But no, I'm just trying to mess with you. Like, no, bro.
no, but I was just fucking kind of mad that you like said that, but whatever.
I just because like the first time you said it, it was
That's
not
fine.
like
No
the
one listens to this podcast anyway.
the first time you said it was not to mess with me. You were genuinely confused why we were like, why would you say that the dude's hot if you're not attracted to him?
It's for comedic effect.
No, it's not. Not the first time you
Yeah, it
said it.
is.
It is now because we're memeing, but the first time you said it, it was genuine.
Why would I have said it the first time? For
Because
comedic
you
effect.
no,
Why else?
because it's covering your tracks. That's why.
The tracks of what?
The tracks that you thought that that was the word to call good-looking men.
Yeah, because it's funny and it has the punch, you know.
It punches. It definitely grabs your attention.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to do.
Well, you've achieved it. Congratulations.
And yes, El Chivo is very good looking.
10 out of 10 would smash.
Yes, he is 10 out of 10, but would smash would not smash because
Sins of the flesh.
off limits. Um, what else? So, did you like Amores Perros over City of God or like vice versa? Which one do you prefer?
Um, I think I would watch City of God more because I generally don't like, especially when I'm by myself. Because like usually when I watch movies with people, it's either just some random movie at someone's house. I never like recommend a movie or I'm watching it in the theaters. But I generally don't like watching long movies by myself for some reason. So I probably would watch City of God more, but I like them equally.
Okay, I see. Because like for me, City of God just like has that like it has that kind of lull in like the end of the second act that I talked about on the podcast when we
Yeah.
did that. Um, where I just wasn't as entertained as like the rest of the movie, and also I mean, obviously the characters in City of God are great, but I just think that the characters are like richer in Amores Perros, and they have like a lot more going on. Even though don't get me wrong, like I think the characters are great in City of God, but just like they have less going on, like with
They weren't as
like
dramatic.
right, and also like well, I mean, I just couldn't like connect with them as much. I mean, obviously like I knew their deal was, and I could connect with like the main characters, but like some of the characters like didn't have that much to them.
Yeah.
Like the ginger dude. I mean, he was funny, but like you know,
It makes me miss hanging out with like my group of friends back in the day. Just bullshitting and
yeah,
just
man.
saying dumb shit.
Right, and then you don't realize like how like you're never gonna get that back ever again.
Not to say never. I don't. But the problem is, I know we've talked about it before. I hate talking to people around my age because they just all they want to talk about is sports or politics. I just don't give a fuck.
The two worst topics.
Seriously. And I I don't know if people can get that impression of me listening to this, but I generally have a very like independent, middle of the road type of thinking. So it's like I hang out a lot around people that are very right wing, especially because of my job, and like I know a lot of people that are left wing from my school, and it's just like people personally that I know. So it's like I get to
Also,
hear
like
all the
from your
both sides.
job.
Well, yeah,
So
that too. But
yeah.
I'm objectively more neutral. I have to be in a job, so I'm not even gonna say anything raunchy in general. But just like as a general, like I never fully like agree with people either way. So it's just I hate just being stuck in the middle, just having to listen to this bullshit from both sides.
Jason, you have to agree with me or you're not my friend.
Well, I like disappointing people, so I get cucked.
Right.
Um,
Nice.
it's my favorite. I
Um,
love disappointing people.
it's fun.
I get off on it. I remember I was a fucking even more of a sarcastic asshole than I am now back in high school, and I just got a thrill out of like annoying my teachers. Just fucked. But
The
yeah,
good
I
old days.
fucking I hate hanging out with people. You know what? I'm just gonna preface. I hate hanging out with everybody. Like I can't tell if I'm more annoyed by hanging out with people that are significantly older than me or people my age because I have nothing interesting to talk about ever with people.
Are you sure? Well, I mean, so am I the exception of like someone who like we have interesting things to talk about amongst each other, or
I
like
would not sit here and record a conversation every week if I didn't fucking find it interesting, Will.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I mean, could you do this with Matt? I mean,
Well, yeah, because I I'm talking about people that like I just like I don't think there's anybody like now in my life that I'm gonna have like to be like a close friend or something that I like really connect with. It's gonna be people that I like mildly tolerate.
I see. Okay,
You get what
like
I'm
it's
saying? Like
not
I'm not
like
gonna have a relation on that level. It's gonna be people that like he's entertaining, but I'm gonna get tired of it, or this is gonna be a train wreck. I can't wait, or it's like oh this is fucking boring. I don't want to listen to people bitch.
right. Like a lot of it is just like the relationships are just like the mundane. Like, hey, how's it doing? Like, hey, okay, cool.
Not even that. I'm just genuinely not interested in what people have to say. And that sounds like really like stupid to say, but it's the
I mean,
truth.
can you like? Would we blame you? I mean,
I mean, yeah, not that many people fucking. That's not a good punchline to be like, oh, I just can't stand everyone around me. Like, that's not a good way to be. But like, dude, it really is hard for
that's what
me
I'm
to
saying.
relate to
Like,
people.
can
Like,
we blame you?
in some circumstances, probably. But I mean, I just don't give a fuck what the majority of people say.
Yeah, bro, it's because you're a Sigma male.
That's right. I'm a higher level of being. You can't get on my wavelength.
Wait, no, what the hell was that? Like Omega male or whatever the
I
hell?
don't fucking know. People that take their omega vitamins
I'm an Omega male.
and come clear water because they're so healthy. I have no idea.
Yeah, like it's cleansed from your system.
They juice cleanse their omega. I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
But
But
yeah,
it
I
sounds to
God,
me like you're a Sigma male because you don't care what the other people say.
I don't even
You're
know what
doing
that
your
means.
own
Is that
thing.
like the qualities, like the best qualities of like both of them? I don't understand.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, yes and no. Like essentially, like the whole thing, the whole shtick is that like alpha male is like you're just like a college like frat douchebag. He wants to win everything, and you're really aggressive and
No,
loud.
I get alpha and beta.
Everything.
I'm saying I don't know what the sigma one is.
Oh, okay. Sigma is like you're you don't go with the crowd. You're like independent. Like you're very self reliant. You're kind of mysterious, like
Ugh.
and all that stuff. Like you have like a dark side, and then you have like an emotional side, and like you're like it's like you're layered essentially, and then it's like
See, what's an
alpha and beta, right? Because like alpha and beta, the thing is like they're so like just like no one wants to be alpha or beta because they're just boring because they're just two extremes of like the spectrum. But like sigma is like in the middle. It's like the balance.
See, that's what's annoying about this because, like, now after all that shit I just said, people are gonna be listening. Oh, he totally thinks he's a Sigma male. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh, bro. No, or they're gonna
God,
put you in the category like he's totally a sigma male. It's like this
this
this isn't a thing.
I hate because like let me I guess clarify this too. I hate when people do that where like they go out of their way to be contrarian and just fucking be like I don't agree with anything. I'm my own person. I'm a Sigma male. Like oh my god. I hate those people. I just hate everybody. I'm not even like middle of the road. I just hate everyone. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Uh,
They're
sound
all
very
annoying to me.
nihilistic. So very nihilistic, pessimistic.
It is. I can't help it. It's how I
Oof.
feel.
You can't help it, man. You need the Dos Equis.
Every person that I'm interested in like hearing what they have to say is through a video. It's
Yeah.
never in
Or
person.
through yeah, so am I the only fucking person outside of like the guitar store people that like do it for you?
Yeah, you get me hard, bro. You get my brain hard.
Man, that's quite an honor. I mean, I didn't realize. I mean, I thought you had more friends. Like
You think
I
I would
didn't.
voluntarily talk to a 19-year-old? Are you out of your mind?
I mean, yeah, that is a good point. Well, I didn't realize that. I don't
Fuck.
know. I forget that we're not like the same age. It's weird.
It's because I'm timeless. I'm gonna stay like this
Right.
forever.
You're gonna age like fine wine.
I can't wait till I get to the age where I just don't understand anything anymore and like all the new lingo and all the shit just doesn't make sense to me. I can't wait.
Right, and then we're gonna like listen to the podcast and we're gonna be like, oh God,
It's gonna be
that was
my
like what were we saying back then?
it's gonna be my golden years. I can't wait to just not give a fuck or understand because understanding is hell for me. Like I hate that I understand what people are saying. It makes me want to fucking end it early. So I can't wait till I just don't understand shit. I just the new music just sounds like electronic noises and everybody's talking just sounds like they're fucking saying Charlie Brownisms and I just can't wait. I'm just gonna not pay attention even more than I am now.
I'm hyped. Oh, I forgot to say, I am not 19. I am 20.
Oh, that's right. You're 20.
I'm 2 decades, baby.
Once you hit 21, it just goes downhill, and then you're 30.
All right, and I hear that like when you're 30, like like the 20 to 21 years like is like an eon of time, but like 21 to 30 is like 2 weeks.
Yeah, especially if you don't use lotion. But,
Right.
but yeah, no, fuck this shit. I can't wait.
Yeah, but I mean that was like one of the biggest things to me that I was just so shocked by when I got out of high school was just like your perception of time is just so different. And like you realize like how short everything is because like in high school, everything feels like so like it's just a drag, like it's just forever. It's never gonna end. I'm like, oh, but then it's like
It's only four
once you get
years.
out,
It's only one president.
true. But then, but I mean, also just like school and growing up in general.
Yeah, it did feel like it drug on forever. It felt like it
Right,
was
but
because like there's always so much stuff to quote unquote look forward to until you actually do the damn thing. But
right, and
yeah,
then right, exactly. Um, yeah, but then yeah, because like when you get out of high school, I'm just like, what? It's already been 2 years. Like, what the fuck?
yeah. Once you're out of high school, this shit fucking flies.
Right. I mean, and that's what I mean. I've just kind of come to grips with is just like my mortality. Like no one can live forever, so I gotta make sure that whatever I do here on Earth it means something.
Dude, that's my only motivation to like do anything or have any sort of ambition is like just the fact of me thinking that I wasted my time or my life.
No, that was because like I can imagine like that's probably got to be like the worst thing ever. Like you're on your deathbed and like you regret everything you did. Like what do you do? You can't do anything. There's nothing you could do.
Yeah. I just want to go to space or have some sort of alien contact or anything cosmically fucking important before I die. That just has to
Well,
happen.
you could just take drugs and you'd already do that. So
Yeah, but then like it's not
I'm just
real, man.
joking.
It's not real.
Well, that's just your opinion, man.
This is just a hologram. You actually become your true self awakened when you take psychoactive drugs.
Right, exactly. Like I'm in chains, but
You listen to
people who
Carl
are
Jung,
addicted,
bro?
right, but people who are addicted to drugs, they're free.
Pretty free. Free in the head.
Wait, Carl Jung is like the nihilism guy. Oh no, that's
No, it's
Nietzsche.
Freud.
No, Nietzsche is the
Nietzsche,
guy.
I'm
Is the
sorry. Well, Freud was pretty
yeah?
nihilistic, wasn't he?
I want to say he was. He was also really creepy and disturbing.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
but what
mom, you're
what did
looking hella
Carl?
good there. Um,
Right, that was really messed up.
yeah, Nietzsche's I was
No,
thinking of.
but Carl Jung is like the like what did he do again? Like he's about like the cosmos and shit.
No, that's Carl Sagan. Carl Jung
Okay,
was
then.
he was big into collective subconscious and unconscious, and people had shadow selves, and it was about like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he was big into synchronicities, um, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that shit is kind of cool.
The masculine and feminine energy, a balance between them, so you're not as into fucking cure.
Yeah, I mean, dude, masculine energy is like literally the greatest feeling ever.
What does it feel like? What is your ideal masculine energy?
Masculine energy is like literally just, like you don't feel insecure, like you just feel like you're just like you're just like on point, like everything is just clicking, like you're on your A game, like nothing could stop you, like you just feel the motivation to like do anything. It's so great.
So that's your drive. Is all your masculine energy is your drive?
Essentially, yeah.
Power.
It's like the opposite of depression, essentially.
What about your intellect? Do you think that's masculine?
Oh, definitely. You need to be smart.
Yeah, but there's different types of intellect.
Oh, right. But I mean, like, you need to like do it to the best you can. Like, I mean, because obviously, like, the whole idea that you can't lift heavy, like, that you can lift heavy weights but not be smart is ridiculous, because working out literally makes you smarter. Um, but no, I mean, it's like when you study philosophy and like in like the Western world and like ancient Greece and stuff like that, a lot of them talk about how like, you need to like make strong the body, make civilized the mind, like you need to like take like what your forefathers taught you, and you need to like um you know become like the man you were meant to be, and like fulfill your legacy and like your bloodline.
Yeah, I think it's just like for the gym example of that, it just depends on what your goal is. Is your goal, training for discipline or training for hedonism?
Training for the frat party.
Yeah. So obviously,
I
yeah,
don't know.
obviously your specific training for your mind and your body helps you go hand in hand. But it's his whole point was Jesus Christ, balancing your masculine and feminine, balancing your masculine and feminine energy because we all have both. So that was his whole
Femininity.
thing. Yeah.
The femininity, dude.
I think you said anonymity.
The anonymity energy. Ooh, man.
CNN energy.
Oh, I don't want the CNN energy.
CNN mima.
The CN
CNN energy.
the CN energy. Ugh. CN energy.
But yeah, I
Bro,
actually I feel like I've been really not sounding like I'm actually talking like this more now, but like I've been trying to do more consistently, training my brain where not I need to get back into reading because I need to force myself to lengthen my attention span because it's just been fucked. But I've been playing chess every day
right.
and doing more consistent workouts
Mm,
at the gym, so I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to
that's
be
good.
less retarded. I think it's
Yeah,
working to an
dude.
extent.
Oh, I mean, I didn't really notice until now, but I mean, now that I notice, yeah. I mean, I think it has, but I mean, I think reading is my preferred way of doing it. Just because it allows you to like, speak better. And it's just constant. Like
Yeah.
it's constant information going into your brain the good way, like it's not like listening to the news, which is like the worst way to do it, but like reading a book, like, and you're observing, like a piece of culture, and like you know you're observing art, you're observing like a story, like you're being transported somewhere, you're being, like you listen to language and like the art of like using language to convey ideas, whether if it's like overt or subtle. Is just reading it's just like it's like this ocean of like you just can go to all these like deep depths, and it's like whoa, like I didn't know that was here.
Yeah, I like the unlocking the imagination is probably my favorite part. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I want to get back into reading was just I my speech has just been fucked. I used to speak very well. Like my vocabulary was on par, my grammar was awesome. I didn't stutter.
Nice.
I don't know why,
Really?
because I don't like drink. I don't do any drugs. Like I eat very well for the most part, but for some reason, like as I got older, like my speech just got more and more deteriorating as I
Hmm.
progress. I don't understand, and it's probably because I stopped reading.
Were you like sedentary and stuff like that?
No, I was always active. That wasn't the
Okay.
problem. But I don't know. I've never had a downward spiral to cause me to be this way. I don't know how the fuck this happened.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, but okay.
I don't know.
Um.
I just feel
Oh,
like
also, I must say, I got that ocean analogy from Saint Isaac the Syrian.
it's a
He's yeah, he said that isolation is like is a beautiful ocean filled with depths that you never knew would have existed. It's he said that in a really nice way. I forgot that's not exactly like word for word
yeah.
what he said, but something along those lines.
To an extent, I feel like when people hear that, they just feel like they have to shut everyone out or feel like that their ideas are the only way to go. But I feel like it's more as a metaphor to be like more content with yourself or just be sure about your
All
identity a
right.
little bit more as opposed to you having to gravitate towards material things or other people or ideologies as opposed to just having your own true representation.
Oh, right, because I mean, like, obviously, like when you're isolated, you really, when all you have is yourself, you learn a bunch of stuff about yourself you never knew you would have learned, and obviously, like, honestly, like, you become more sociable when you're isolated in a weird way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How like when you learn more about yourself, like you feel, you know, like you have more substance and like you have more things to talk about as opposed to like, if you're constantly trying to seek the validation of everyone or you're constantly needing that thing to fill the void, it's like you have nothing other than just the stuff that like is feeding you essentially.
Yeah, and that's really why I've been trying to train my brain and just have my self discipline be increased. Because I feel like for the longest
As
time I
always
was,
good.
you know
Yeah.
what? I can also chalk it up to because like music has been my outlet for such a long time. Like the majority of my brain power and all my exhaustion comes into like physically practicing something or coming up with melodies and riffs, so to speak. So like a lot of my
Yeah.
expression and like mental fucking focus has been on that and not been on like interacting with people or focusing. I've gotten better with interacting with people like by doing a sales job and actually having to, psychologically connect with people on a certain level, so to speak. But
Oh, same. I mean, because I gotta answer a bunch of phone calls. I have to talk to, and like, I mean, I'm not just sweet talking people, but like, I mean, in a professional job like the one I have, like, you want to sound like you know what you're doing, and you got to sound like respectful and everything, and like,
yeah,
and also like, I mean, like we've talked about, like the way with like, like people respect looks over morals. I mean, then that's just a way of life. I mean, people like if you speak better, like you just respect you more. I mean, that's just how it works. Like if you speak well and clearly with like, you know, relatively good grammar, you're gonna be taken much more seriously.
yeah, and that's probably the problem why I don't like talking to the majority of people because they have the same like not even like oh people are stupid blah 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 blah, but it's just the fact that like everybody talks like they're on fucking drugs.
Yeah,
it's so
I'm not trying
irritating.
to name any names or anything, but like I can't stand when people just use like double negatives. I'm like, shut up.
I'm not as much of a grammar Nazi. It's just more of how it sounds or like the actual shit that they're saying.
No, but I mean, it like the way it sounds, like it's not just the fact that that's the rule. It's like it's a rule for a reason
I'm a
because it
stickler.
sounds right, just because it like sounds stupid. Like I don't care if you say I did good as opposed to I did well. I mean, I'd say I did well just because that's how it comes out for me naturally. But like certain things, I'm just like, don't talk like that. You sound really stupid. Like, please do yourself a favor.
Shit. A lot of the time is, and I relate because it happens to me. Is everybody just says shit ironically until it gets stuck. So we're all stuck in that
Right.
trap.
Or I think you will agree with me 100% that like the white trash accent is like literally the worst thing ever.
I think it's funny. I like heavy accents with people. I feel like the ones that irritate me the most are people that have shit grammar, but they don't have like a reason to. They're from like Delaware or some shit, so they don't really have an accent. They just talk like a fucking robot.
Right, or like they do it because they think it sounds cooler.
Yeah, or something. Like they have no reason to talk the way they do. They just
Right, exactly.
um, that's the cool
Right.
thing about living here is everybody's different accents.
Yeah, I like all that the diversity here. It's pretty cool because like when I moved here, I thought it was just gonna be like a regular American place with just like whites and blacks, but then I was like, oh, there's like everyone you could possibly think of here.
It's a melting pot, bro. But yeah,
Yeah, my it's a melting pot in the suburbs, my.
getting a lot of good cultural experiences out here, and I still don't
Oh
want to talk to
yeah,
anybody.
I know. It's like you have access to so much stuff, so many people and cultures, and it's like, eh.
It always was really strange. I remember um, doing a bunch of shit with like online dating or just talking to random people on dates. Like I hated it so much. Even the people that like I had a deep conversation with, just for the most part, just it was not a good time. And it's not even just because I didn't agree with what they were saying or I thought it was dumb. I just genuinely just was not interested. Like I didn't even know how to like if there was a more polite way to say it, I would. I just genuinely just did not care. I don't
I
know
mean, I'm sure
why.
you could say like, yeah, I'm not interested. But if it's a date, that's different because like, what are you gonna do? You're
It's
like
like
you're the only person, you know.
it's like oh sure, what kind is your dog again? Like oh god.
Oh, that's awful. Yeah, and then you just like try to like ask questions to just kind of start some. Ugh, so bad.
And the other thing I hated was like with the music topic was always weird because I generally like listening to new music, but then people would show me bands that like I've never heard of, and they were just the most boring shit ever, and just like I hated having conversations about that because they would always try to like pick my music brain about it, and it's just like,
Yeah, that is like. I mean, I'm so sorry for anyone who's done this to me, but like, first of all, in my car, I want to listen to my music. And also, I mean, I've had people that have shown. I'm not naming any names. But like I've had people that have like showed me music, and I'm just like, this is bad. Like I don't like this. I'm sorry.
I can listen to bad music and I can just tell people my honest thoughts about it. Like I'll like usually if it's a song I don't like, I'll tell them aspects of the song that I did like. Kind of
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
I'll I'll listen to the whole song, but afterwards, like I mean, I'm not mean about it, but I'm just like, yeah, I didn't like that song. I don't think it's good music.
Yeah, and it's not even just cuz like I just don't like the music. It's just like I hate having conversations about like stuff like that. Like not just I if I want to talk to somebody, I want to actually like talk to somebody. I don't want to just like have to pretend to like something or or tell people I
It's
don't
not
like
good.
something. Like I hate having conversation and having to be like I'm not a fan of this thing. Like
I'm a fan of this thing. Oh, cool. I am also a fan of this thing. I am not a fan of this thing. Oh, cool. Neither am I a fan of this. No, sorry, nor am I a fan of this.
boop. But
All it is, yeah, like you said, it's just you're a fan of something, you're not a fan of something. Talk about how you're a fan of something or you're not a fan of something.
yeah, I
And
will
that's
say
all it
though,
is to it.
you know what I really love, and I've only ever had
Mm.
this once. There was this one girl that I used to date for a little bit, and I never knew what the fuck she was talking about
And why did you date her?
because like it was intriguing to me. Like she would say, she was fucking smart as shit. She would like, I think she was like doing astrophysics or something. Like, but she would always
Oh shit.
but
That
she,
is some serious
but she wouldn't
bullshit.
explain that type of stuff to me. She never talked about that kind of stuff. She'd always would like, I can't even describe it. Like she would say something to me, and just like the way
Yeah.
that she structured the sentence, I just was like, what did you mean by that? Like she would give me very vague like metaphors, kind of.
Ah, I
So it's
see.
like it was
I
almost like
see.
riddles. So it's like I felt like every time I had a conversation with her, I would say something, and she'd be like, "Yeah, I agree," and then give me a metaphor that something that maybe could have been related to what I said, and it was just like I have to decode what you said and be like, "Huh, that's an interesting way to think about it." And like she always like told me about like some shady shit that happened like with her family, and like they might have a lot of money but also like can't use it, like kind of shit. Like it had some like mystery and intriguement to it. So that was probably like out of all the people I've ever talked to in my life, the most interesting
I
because I
see.
couldn't
Like you were
figure it out.
you were stimulated by like the complicatedness of
Yeah,
the
if
situation.
because
Yeah.
like I didn't feel like I was in control. Like she like did her own shit and kind of like drugged me along to things and like just always like explained that she had to do something randomly. Like I'll like we'll be somewhere and she'll be like, oh, I have to go do this thing in DC tomorrow. I'm like, oh, what do you gotta do? And she'll like explain it to me and I'll be like, I still don't understand what you have to do. Like stuff like that. Or
Yeah.
she'll like give me a scenario and she'll always use names of people I've never heard before. So it's like I have to really pay attention to follow what the fuck's going on. So it
That's
was
kind of funny.
interesting. So like people like that I gravitate towards that just you have to figure them out.
Yeah, you have to figure me out.
Yeah.
Am I mysterious? Am I a Sigma male to you?
I don't know what
Am
you're
I
saying.
balanced?
Your
Am I
balance. Your
balanced?
fucking cheese on point, bro. I dig it.
Bees on point.
Your cheese on point, bro. It's frowing. It's flowing and frowing.
I love like a really good sharp cheddar cheese,
I'm more
like
of a
in a
smoked
block.
Gouda.
I'm not really a Gouda guy. I mean, it's good, but there's the sharp cheddar stuff. That stuff is banging.
It depends on who makes it, because a lot of the shit in the grocery stores at Sharp Cheddar is just like super bitter and like really like milky. I can't describe it. It's like really
Yeah, but
heavy.
if you buy like an import of like an Italian cheese or something like that, that stuff's good.
Yeah, I just
Or like they got good Spanish cheeses and French cheeses.
I just couldn't give a fuck enough to import cheese.
Well, I mean, you could just go to a store that has imports. Like you don't need to order it from the fucking.
Yeah, but is it actually though? But
I mean, it's good as shit. So I don't really give a shit where it's from. I mean, the ones that say they're imported, I've noticed taste better than like random shit you buy at Food Lion.
yeah, it's better than the fucking what's that one brand with the it was more the string cheese. It was like the cheese stick with the like the wild hair. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The ones that my dad used to buy a lot was Cabot. That's like a really plain.
Kraft, bro.
Oh god, that's rubber. That's fucking rubber.
That's quality cheese, bro.
Oh my
No,
god, dude. There's some
it's
that put
not.
that shit under a microscope. Like, you know how much microplastic is in that cheese?
Oh yeah, no, it literally says on the label, but it's like in a specific color so that you don't see it. Like it doesn't pop out. It says like yeah, like whatever modified cheese product. Like it's not even cheese.
Yeah, it's oh god, I it makes me sick. Especially like the shit they put on like ballpark nachos. It's fucking gross as shit.
Oh, no, that shit's gross. But like that
It's the
American
same.
cheese shit that you put on like a no, but that shit when you put it on like a cheeseburger is great.
Okay, I
But
guess
when
that is the only acceptable one. But like, if it's like
yeah,
cold in a
because that
sandwich,
that shit's
or
great.
do you actually know people that eat it just like by the slice? I'm like, what is wrong with you, you
Oh
fucking
yeah, or
animal?
people that eat like a fucking bologna by the slice. I'm like, what
Ugh.
the hell?
Yeah,
No, all like sliced meat. I don't like eating deli unless that's like from like a deli place.
yeah. There's very few
And
good,
yeah,
and that's where I've heard. I haven't been to like the next time I go to New York or anywhere close to like all like the Jewish delis I've heard are really phenomenal, phenomenal,
is phenomenal. Oh
phenomenal.
yeah, but oh yeah, like deli meats typically I'm not a fan.
It depends. I like some of the stuff. I like craft artesian sandwiches. Like I'd go for a good sandwich.
You're artsy.
Yeah, artesian. My artesian
Yeah, I
water.
like dude, just wait till you go to New Orleans and get the po' boys there, dude.
Oh, I'm sure it's banging. The
Mmm.
food's. I love jambalaya. Jambalaya. Jesus fucking Christ. See, this is why I need to read
Gambling
more. Give me that
bro,
jambalaya.
as
Gumbo and jambalaya I
that's
really like, so I haven't had like a
uh,
legitimate authentic one.
as they say in New Orleans, jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
It's just jambalaya,
Jambalaya.
jambalaya.
Jambalaya
Yeah,
tremblay.
but dude, the po' boys when you get them dressed and it has like the gravy, you can get like the roast beef. Oh, it's so good. You get like the shrimp po'. I like the roast beef the best just because it has that gravy and it's just mixed with like the mayonnaise and the tomatoes. So good.
I haven't had the roast beef one. That does sound good.
Yeah, I mean the shrimp is good. I just don't like eating shrimp on a sandwich.
Would you rather have it in a taco?
I do like shrimp tacos actually.
It's the thickness of bread that counts.
Right. But I prefer eating shrimp just like, by itself.
I do too, especially the jumbo shrimp. I used to freak people out because like the ones you get at the Asian buffets, they still have the head on them, so I would like just bite the fucking head off and eat it.
You just eat the head
Fuck it, yeah. Sometimes I eat it
just
with
to
the
like
shells on. Like people can't get over the fact that I eat it with shells on.
I've never done that. I just kind of assumed like I wouldn't taste
It's
good.
calcium broth. No, it's just crunchy. It literally just
Yeah.
tastes like shrimp but crunchy. It
Okay.
doesn't
That'll
add like
leave
an extra taste.
a lot less of a mess, so that's good.
Yeah, it's like eating like it's like as it's like rice paper,
Oh,
rice crackers. Like it just adds an extra level of like crunch to it.
right. Have you had crawfish, dude?
I don't like it. It's expensive and like there's not that much meat and they're a bitch to open.
Ah, dude, the crawfish here sucks, for obvious reasons. But like the shit they have down there in New Orleans is like on another level. Like, and all the crawfish like dishes they make, like the crawfish pie and like the crawfish dip, and they have like crawfish pizza. Man, like the culinary traditions in New Orleans are just like it's insane.
I'd like crawfish pizza a lot, I think.
Crawfish pizza is excellent. I'm telling you, like the crawfish like mini pies they make. Oh man, my grandma makes them. So good.
Yeah, I want to try everything, dude. I like
Yeah,
actually
no, and oh yeah, like my grandma is such a good cook, and she makes this crawfish bread where like she puts in the oven like these pieces of French bread with the crawfish dip on it, and it just like
ooh.
bakes in. It's so
I
good.
love infused breads. It's my favorite shit in the world.
Oh yeah, dude. And then like
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
the yeah man, and like the desserts, like they got great ice cream places down there. They got like just so much good stuff.
If only they could
They
keep
got
their city from drowning.
oh yeah, I mean,
How many years do
I'm
you
just
think it's
gonna
going
be
to take for New Orleans to be like completely underwater?
probably like 20 years.
20 years?
I mean, maybe that's too soon, but
Mm.
I'm well, no, not completely underwater, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not much longer.
The rising sea levels.
Yeah, but it's so funny because it has like it's like some of the most expensive property in like the country, and like it's not gonna be like, yeah,
They got to do something. Build some sort of seawall or do some
we're
shit
gonna.
expensive pump system. Like they can't just let a whole fucking city go underwater.
Oh no, but especially New Orleans, like with all its culture and history, like no, everyone's gonna want to save it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just get rid
yeah,
of
I
Bourbon
mean,
Street.
no, fuck, no, no one's gonna do that. Just get rid of like
Tired of all
no
the
the
alpha
meat.
males and all the Cancer Moon rising females or whatever the fuck.
Right. Well, okay. So the meme of like how like the meme of like the Northern Virginia area is like Woodbridge, where it's like fuck, I don't want to live in Woodbridge. That's like the worst place. Like
That's
over
everywhere,
there,
dude.
right? But like in New Orleans, the meme for that is Chalmette. Chalmette is like the Woodbridge.
I'd
It's
imagine
like
it's probably worse.
well yeah definitely. I mean it is Louisiana, but hey, but dude, South Louisiana is so gorgeous. Like nothing beats that sunset and like you're going fishing. No, sorry, not the sunset. Like that sunrise and you're going fishing and you just see it on the lake. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I want to go like on a pontoon boat and go explore the swamp down there.
Yeah, man. And then like you see all of like the reflections of like the trees and like you see nothing of like civilization. It's so like you feel like you're on drugs. It's so cool.
I wonder like what's the best time to go? Like really early in the morning or really late at night?
Oh, you got to go really early in the morning, I think.
Really?
Either or. I've always just gone really early in the morning because that's when my grandpa goes. But I mean, it's worth it. Like, trust me.
Hmm. Yeah, I. That's one of my goals for these upcoming years. Is like I'm just gonna force myself to go on week long vacations once a year and just see a bunch of. I want to go to every every state that I've never been to, and just like a bunch of different countries. Like I'm just, it's time. I'm
You
on
want to go
the.
to like even the boring states that you feel like have nothing to offer, like fucking Iowa. You want to go there?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll find something to do there. I don't have to.
I don't want to fucking go to
You
Iowa.
wouldn't go there for one day just to make fun of the people?
Well, one day, but I don't know because I guess if it was part of like a larger trip, I guess, but
Yeah, I wouldn't stay there for a week. I just want to like visit as many places as I can. Or like, there's probably some like you ever see those like articles where it's like, this is the road trip where you can see all the weirdest roadside attractions, like the world's
right,
largest corn on the cob, or the world's dumbest porch sitter. Like, I don't know.
right. My parents have been to all of the 48 continental United States.
They're just missing Hawaii and Alaska.
That is correct.
What were they doing in Oklahoma?
Actually, I was with them. I've been to Oklahoma. It was a long time ago. We were just like going to like the national parks and stuff down there.
What about Nebraska?
Nebraska, I don't know if I have been there. It probably just would have been like a drive through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nebraska is one of those ones I just like all the corn states. Like I just want to do like a day each.
I'm sure they're pretty. I mean, they got that going for them.
I wouldn't know what state I was in.
True. Or
Oh,
you're in Minnesota when they talk like this.
dude,
That fucking accent is so whack.
Minnesota is fucking crazy. My mom's from there, so I've been there a couple times, and they live close to the border to Wisconsin. And we went to like an antique store, across the border in Wisconsin, and as soon as I walked in there, these guys were having this conversation about how their cat got loose, and like that was the drama of the day, and their accents just fucking killed me. I can't.
Right. Like you couldn't even like follow the story.
No, it's just like random fucking epithets of bullshit.
It's so great. I love hearing stuff like that.
Ah, their accents are goofy as fuck.
Yeah, bro. But my parents actually just went to France. I want to go so bad.
Recently?
Oh yeah, they came back last week.
Damn. What are they doing in France?
Um, they're thinking about buying land over there.
Just like residential?
Oh no, so there's this monastery that is defunct. And it's for sale, right? And my mom is she wants to buy it and she wants to create a retreat house.
Interesting.
Um, right, because when you think about it, because like she wants it to be a place where like people can celebrate like Western, like Catholic Christian traditional culture and stuff like that, and appreciate like the traditions of our ancestors in Western Europe and stuff like that. Because why? Because when you think about like France is like the quintessential like like Western European like Christendom. Like when you think about all that, like the Crusaders, like all that stuff was going on in France. Like it's one of the most important countries for Christianity.
What how expensive is it gonna be?
Probably like $100,000.
Of like US money?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I mean, I guess it's really not that bad purchasing land.
Well, it's not that bad. No, I mean, especially yeah, if you're doing that,
Yeah.
it could be a lot higher than that.
Hmm. Yeah, France is one of those countries I want to go to. That well, I mean, I've
Yeah,
been to the
cause
Mediterranean part, but like actually like going to Paris and saying I want to see the Louvre and all that shit and just see all the historic
yeah,
stuff and
cause
all
I
the
mean,
ruins.
like you said, like the Mediterranean part, like France is really diverse, which is really cool. Cause like I know like the south is like Italy, and it's really tropical Mediterranean, and then like the middle of it just looks like it's like a desert, and it's like Africa.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and like the north is like that Germano-Celtic, like Western European, like that kind of stuff. And I like to see. I would love to see all the different areas of France.
Yeah, I just a lot of people do. I don't know if they do it in France too, but since it's close like to Portugal and Spain, a lot of people do backpacking trips across, and they're kind of around relatively the same size. And obviously, it's more deserty in Spain, but similar sort of geography. So I wonder if people do like long backtracking trips across France.
Yeah, I've seen those. I would love to do that.
That'd be fun. Staying in a hostel would be fucking funny as shit. All these
Yeah, or you could
Europeans.
be. Yeah, did I tell you that literally these group of old ladies literally walked from like I don't know where in France, but they walked from wherever they were in France to Rome to beg the Pope to like stop putting restrictions on the Latin Mass because they have sons who are priests that do the Latin Mass, and it's such like a great thing that they do for like their communities and their culture and and like their families and the people they serve and everything, and how they want to keep the traditions alive. And the Pope literally talked to one of them for 1 minute.
Makes the whole walking to Rome thing really worth it. Just fly next time.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, Pope, what happened to like being accepting of other people and like being nice and everything? Like, what? Why do you not want to listen to her?
He's
Like,
a celebrity,
why do
bro.
you?
He's like, want me to sign your tits? Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, true. That is, yeah, but I mean, it's a proof. I mean, he's not a good man. So
Blasphemy. It's all blasphemy.
he is the Pope, though. So I mean, as the Pope, you are.
He still smashes.
Well, oh no, yeah. Do you know how many popes had like orgies in the Vatican?
I'm sure it's been a handful, at least.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. But
That's a crazy thing. This like just think about it, like you just like a young girl or a young boy on the street, and like you just get picked up like, yo, have we got a job for you? Serving the only disciple of God that matters. Come here, boy. Can you imagine getting picked up for an orgy with the Pope? Like I would like that is so
Well,
surreal.
I mean, it wasn't like men; it was women.
Well, that you know of.
Yeah, but
This
no,
guy,
no,
they
exactly.
got
Yeah,
long
because
tunnels down there. A lot of
I mean,
chambers.
he is the Pope. So, because that's the thing about the Pope is like because he's the Pope, he is like earned as a like amount like he has earned an amount of respect just because of his position. I mean, it's like any leader. Like you do need to be respectful to the leader and everything. Because I mean, it doesn't matter like who the president is, whether you like him or not. Like if the president was coming to your house, you would kind of want to, be you would want to dress nice. You would want to like like be polite and respectful. I mean, it's just that's just how it is.
Would you give up your daughter to the Pope for that amount of
Absolutely not.
respect? The Pope fucks, bro.
Absolutely not. Absolutely, exactly. Absolutely not.
I can't. My son, you must give me your firstborn. That is God's will.
No.
Please, I've earned this. I've been celibate my
No,
whole
because
life. I've earned this. Please, bro, let me smash.
if
Please.
popes or bishops are abusing their authority, you don't have to listen to them.
I just think it's a fun tagline. The Pope fucks, bro.
I mean, you're not wrong. So
I wonder if he wears the hat.
while he's doing, I don't know. That'd probably fall off. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be saying this because it is the Pope. So
Well, you've made your views clear about about what you think of the Pope. There's no
yes, but
turning
like
back now.
disagreeing with what he says and saying that like I don't think he's a very good Pope is very different than making these kind of jokes we're making. If you see what I'm saying.
One more. Do you think he puts lube in that water flicking thing he has?
No.
Well, now we know. The Pope
I mean, if he does,
fucks.
that's sacrilege. So. Or have you seen like the Family Guy where they make fun of the Pope? That's funny.
I'm sure. I can't. Is
Where, or he's like like he's like, how dare you disrespect the Pope? God is going to smite you now, and like nothing happens, and then he's like looking around. He's cooking up something good for you.
do you think God's angry that the centerpiece for the religion is fallen to such a goofy culture?
Yes, because he holds literally the keys to the kingdom of heaven.
And
That's
their
why if the
greasy,
Pope
oily
is
hands.
right, so that's why if the Pope is doing some fuck shit, it's extra bad.
Dude, I imagine the wildest of shit and the most horrendous of crimes happens under the robe.
I mean,
I can only
definitely,
imagine.
definitely.
God, what I wouldn't give. I just want some videotapes, bruh.
Well, I don't, because like that's horrible. I don't want to see that.
I want something like exposed, and I want like the secret organization that controls everything. I want to see aliens, all these high level people like fucking up, and like this is their downfall. Like I want to see something incredible. It's time.
You need mystery, bro.
Yeah, I want to unlock more of life's mysteries.
You need to meditate on the sacred mysteries, like the Trinity and whatnot.
I like the vagueness. I like what you're going for.
Yeah, dude, the Trinity. Like when you think about it, you start to go like, "Oh, fuck, that's awesome."
Because Trinity is three, and 3 points of something in the Trinity makes a triangle. And who was good at making triangles? The pyramids, the Egypts of
Illuminati.
pyramids.
Oh yeah, I mean like the number three is like you can see like the godliness of in like so many different areas of the world. It makes so much sense that that God is split into three. Well, he's not split into three, but like he has three persons.
Maybe that's why the Pope likes orgies. He just thought the threes had to be with other people.
That was a good joke.
I like it. You like that one? I like that one.
Um, that was good. But like you see what I'm saying though? That like it makes perfect sense that God has three persons.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Holy Trinity. Is your angel
The
number
Trinity, man.
333?
Um, I don't think so.
You know angel numbers?
No, I don't.
It's people that are convinced that a random number keeps reappearing in their life, and it's like the same number repeated. Like every time they look up at a clock, they always see like 333, and they're like, "Oh, how did that happen?" I guess it's
Oh, or it's like in Evan Almighty when it keeps seeing like the 614
yeah,
and all this
it's
stuff.
yeah, pretty much.
like like he sees like 614 like yeah, it's like on his alarm clock and then like his address is like 614. He sees like 614. Yeah, he's like what?
Yeah,
His like license plate is like 614.
yeah, shit like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of tired. I want to go to bed because I have to. Well, it's only one more day, so yeah, that's all I need.
You will persevere.
Yep, and then we got the festivities of Halloween, which I don't think I'm even allowed to celebrate, but it's fine because I'm going to be dressing up as a Judean man.
Really living it. You're
Yep,
working this pagan holiday.
it's pretty much Saint Joseph. So,
Well, good luck making all the pussies drip.
nope, that's not the point of Saint Joseph. So,
No? You don't think St. Joseph fucked?
I mean, no,
It's a lot of sand.
and
It's probably there's a lot of sand.
and
It's, go to bed.
well, okay, whatever.
Go
We'll
to
talk
bed.
about this in the next podcast. Just tell me whatever you want the next recommendation to be. I don't care if it's a movie, album, whatever.
Cool,
Let's
wonderful,
maybe do
great.
a
Got it.
a
A
painting. I don't
painting.
know. Whatever. Just tell me what it is.
Let's critique the Mona Lisa. That sounds like a great idea.
That's such a generic pick. Anyway, yeah, just send it to me, whatever it is. But it can't be that.
Sweet.
All right, cool. Buenas noches,
Douches.
hermanos y hermanas. Okay. Cuídense.
Spanish words. Ink.
Gracias. Yep. Good night.